What's up, guys? Thank you guys for coming. Figure Mania show is back in the house with another live stream. And today I am joined by Atomic Goji, Hayden Bell. What's going on, brother?
Going good, going good. Glad to be back.
All righty. And today we have a special guest, Mike Monsters, all the way from California. And he is also with Bandai. So we have Bandai in the house, guys. Yes.
That's a big hat. That is literally a big hat to fill right there.
Very cool. Yes.
All that up.
All righty, cool. So what's going on, Michael?
Not much. Just been working hard at Bandai and trying to put out. I'm basically the video producer for them, so a lot of video content for the toys department in the U.S. department or U.S. side of the whole department. How many times can I say department? We're live now, so we're going to
say it as much as you want. Who cares?
You know, that's how this goes. We do the live streams at Bandai too, and I just sometimes my mouth just starts going. No, it's good.
I saw that live stream where you guys showed my picture. I was like, oh yes, thank you.
So much. I hand selected you right there. Yes.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, had to get some kaiju representation in the show. I'm the guy that is always like, where's the Godzilla? Come on, you guys. Why aren't we gotten? There's no kaiju. There's no Godzilla. But there's going to be a big push for that, I think, going forward. So that's something
cool.
I like to hear. Yeah, I hope. I know we got all this new.
Because
new drops are coming with all these movies and stuff. So
yeah,
man. Have new. I'm hoping we're having new stuff.
Yeah, because I know there's a whole bunch of stuff for Dragon Ball, and there's always a promotion for Dragon Ball, but nothing for kaiju. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I hope that changes. You know what I mean? But we need more people to get involved. That's the thing. Yeah,
exactly. That's how we get these things to go. Is buying these things. If you want to see more, you got to buy them. It's
so
support.
How about we collab Bandai and Figure Mania show? We can collab. We can help. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yes.
All right. So let's acknowledge some people. Oh, you can collab with me. You can be like the side guy. Okay.
Yes, I'm included.
Just here in the back over here.
I'm over here.
Yep.
All right. So let's acknowledge some people in the chat. So Fire Gamer, what's going on? And Nate Costa, very cool. All righty. Thank you for coming. And GOG, my favorite S.H.Monsterarts figure is the event exclusive Kong. Very cool. All right. So I think we're ready to. I think we're ready to bring him on. So let's bring on, round of applause, everybody, for the Articulation Series. Oh,
hello.
What's going on,
I'm
sir?
Here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir. And look at that shirt. Look at that shirt.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yes, a little bit of self promotion.
That's good. Did you just get that made just right now?
Actually, I had it made last year, so I've been using it whenever I go to any Comic-Con events or WonderCon events. So if you happen to ever go any of those events and you see me wearing the shirt, I'm the real deal. Come say hi.
All right, cool. Awesome.
I think I missed you at Wonder. You were at WonderCon this year, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, I must have been on the other side of the booth or something because I was running around with the camera documenting or something, and I must have just missed you because I think I heard you were around, and I was like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah, I was there.
I was there all weekend. So how did I miss you? Yeah.
Cool. All righty, very cool. So we got Adrian in the house. What's going on, my friend? Okay. And Showa Kaiju. Oh yes, I want some Showa Kaiju for Showa. Yes.
There we go.
All right. So let me just show you this, guys. So today we are doing the S.H.Monsterarts history discussion, guys. So we're just gonna take a trip down memory lane and talk about our favorite figures. We're gonna talk about which figure was our first and things. Our most excited, most disappointing, all that, you know what I mean? And then what we hope to see in the future. All right, guys. All right, so now I want to mention today that today's video is sponsored by Ulanzi. So thank you very much, Ulanzi, for this opportunity. So today we are going to be doing a giveaway. I will give you guys further details about that giveaway later on in the program. All right, guys. Okay, so now before we begin, guys, does anybody want anything to say about before we begin? Anything else? Any other promotions or anything like that?
Sure, I'll go.
All right.
Brandasaurusrex and Power Hour Photography and I started a podcast series.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
So we're going to have our next episode, I think the 24th of June, episode 2, and we're going to be bringing on Geigen Nexus.
Ah, okay, cool. He
Mm.
made your artwork and stuff like that, right? So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no,
Okay.
we're going to bring him on, and we're going to discuss Ultraman. So we discuss everything involving kaiju.
sure.
Like tokusatsu, kaiju,
Yeah.
all together.
Yes. Cool, man. Yeah. So like now, like there's more kaiju content for us out there. You know what I mean? And we want to see more. We got Titan Masters now, and I'm doing this, and now Michael is gonna be doing something too eventually. Yes, Michael.
Yeah, so so there's a couple things in the works that's going to be coming this summer on the Articulation Series. Some things that you guys can look forward to. So something that I would kind of been planning is going through every single S.H.Monsterarts figure and making this into like a live broadcast. It's going to be on a different YouTube channel when that goes through, but it's not going to be anything very long. There's a lot of monsters to go through, so I'm thinking that those streams are going to be anywhere between maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes long, somewhere around that. We'll just see how the first couple go, but we're going to go through every single figure. And the first one we're going to kick it off with is going to be the first figure in the line. And then after that, we're going to let the community pick in the comment sections of which ones to talk about. And we're just going to make our way all the way until the very end. So that'll be launching sometime this summer. I don't know when that's going to happen just yet. I got to talk to a couple people. It's not just going to be me. I want to invite other people to kind of talk about some things. So people that have the figure in hand, hopefully. So it's going to be tough. I'm going to have to figure out who's got what out there, especially all of our toy photographer friends, to invite some people over there and talk about that.
All right. Well,
yeah, so that's one of the big things. And then I'll be also possibly be opening a Discord server. A lot of people have been asking me about a Discord server. I've been working on one behind the scenes right now, but I haven't gone public with it just yet. So, but I know some people have been asking for a little area like that. So I'm still exploring that. Maybe this summer, maybe this fall for that though.
Cool. Awesome. Great, guys. Yeah, guys. So like for those for those of you in the chat, guys, support all these guys, man. Support all the kaiju content creators and stuff like that, man. I mean, the more the merrier. And then the bigger that we can make this community, like the companies will see that into stuff and then produce more kaiju stuff for all of us. You know what I mean? So that's how it works. Okay. Alrighty. Now let's continue. So I already mentioned the giveaway, and let's go all the way back in time when S.H.Monsterarts first started. Alrighty. Hayden, you've got that one in your hand right now.
Oh yeah, my first figure.
Yes, sir. Nice. And yeah, I have that one too. So let me just go. I just have it right here. So
which version you guys got? Check under your feet if you got 3 or 4 dots.
3 or 4 dots. Oh, yeah, I got 4 dots.
I got 4 dots. All right, I'm gonna get mine. I got the 3 dots.
What's Is that the initial release one?
So the ones that you guys have is the very first release back in 2011. The one that I have was the reissue that happened in 2012.
Oh, okay.
Did Jordan come with the beam, or was that a first edition only?
So that was a first edition exclusive with the beam. The second one, the reissue, did not come with the beam. That was a first time benefits effect.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah.
So this is. Let me move some light on this guy right here.
My wife gave me this for Christmas that year, you know, and man, I will never let go of this guy. I mean, to me, I mean, he's beautiful still. I mean, yeah, people can say that, you know, oh, his eyes look kind of derpy or whatever. I don't care. You know what I mean? But I've barely done photos with this guy, to be honest. You know what I mean? Because, you know, there's been other releases, you know, like the 95 and all that they've, you know, they made improvements on and things, you know, but
definitely
I remember before this figure, there was nothing in terms of like Godzilla, you know, like articulated Godzilla figures and stuff. Like I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory for me. I mean, I come from Canada, right? And growing up in Canada, I never saw any Godzilla stuff, you know what I mean, until I went to fan I forgot, Fan X or something like that. It's basically the Canada version of Comic-Con, which is always at the end of September. So one year I went. Fan Expo. Thank you. Fan Expo. So I went there one year, and then I saw the Bandai Godzilla 89. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get that, right? So I snagged that one because like for a long time, all I had was the Hanna-Barbera plushie and the Imperial Godzilla. Those are the only figures that I had for Godzilla. I never saw anything in Canada in terms of Godzilla. And then fast forward, I moved to Taiwan. I brought this guy with me. You know, I brought this guy. I brought I'm sorry, not this guy. I brought the Bandai Godzilla with me. I sold them, unfortunately, but anyways. And then I walk into a toy store one day, and I'm with my girlfriend, now wife. I go, oh my God, look at that Godzilla. It looks just like, I've never seen a Godzilla figure at the time that looks like it got pulled right out of the movie. You know what I mean? So that's the way I viewed this thing. Like, oh my God, you know what I mean? I gotta have this. I gotta have this. And then my wife, she went the next day to that toy store and she got it for me for Christmas. You know, I married her.
Right then and there.
That was the story.
Good job.
Yeah.
I gave her a ring.
Yeah. So this was my very first Godzilla right at the beginning of the line, but I had no idea that this was going to be a long line. There was going to be way more figures down the line and things. This was my only figure until 2014. So I missed everything that came after that because I was just not in that mindset of collecting or anything. And for that, even doing toy photography, you know what I mean? That came later. That came in 2014. Yeah. Michael, what about you? What was your first experience? It was this guy?
You know, my first experience was this guy. I saw him at the local mall, believe it or not. It was, so I forget what store it was. It was just one of those collectibles, import kind of things. If you've ever been to a U.S. mall, they've got those usually in there, usually one or two of them in there. And I saw this in there, and I was just like, wow, that's really detailed for a figure of Godzilla, because before that, for me, it was the Imperial Godzillas. That's all I had. And then Trendmasters came out when the 1998 Godzilla movie was out. So I
snagged some of those too. Yeah.
So I got a lot of those Trendmaster figures, and I thought those were the coolest things in the world. And but I always felt like I always wanted something that highly detailed. So I saw this in the mall though, and I was just like, wow, this is really detailed. And I looked at the price. Now, mind you, the mall tag prices are much different from what this was actually retailing for. I think this was going for about $60-something on the market at the time in USD currency, but the mall was selling it for like $124. I was just like, I ain't spending $124 on a figure. So I walked away. But you know what? I never stopped thinking about it. And at the time, I was very active in the Toho Kingdom community forums, you know, and I saw that there was a thread over there, and I discovered, oh, there's actually more of this stuff. So this wasn't actually my first figure that I owned, though. This is the first figure that I saw in the line. My first figure that I owned was the 1991 King Ghidorah figure.
Oh, okay.
So that was the first one that I picked up. And that was also a gift from my wife.
Nice.
So that was my first venture into it, and I thought it was really cool. So
cool. Yeah. So it retailed at I remember this Godzilla, it was like $60, I think it was. Somewhere there. Here in Taiwan, it was like $60 or something like that. You know what I mean? I was like, ooh, that's kind of, and at the time I was like, well, that's pretty expensive for a figure, right? Because I was so used to like buying figures, you know, like $20, $15 and things, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'll just grab it and things, you know what I mean? And never did I think that, oh, there was going to be more figures. Never did I think that, you know, but then as I lived here in Taiwan more, I discovered, you know, there's a big kaiju community here in Taiwan and all stuff like that. And I was like, what? and then I go to Taipei and I see like all these stores and stuff like that with kaiju. I was like, oh my god, I can actually get this stuff, and that was like, yeah, man. But yeah, man. So that's pretty interesting. Mike, what about you? Mike Monsters, what was your first SH Monster Arts figure?
My first one, it was actually Little Godzilla, the baby. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that little guy, so I don't care what anybody says. He's so cute. So that was mine, and I think shortly after that, I got Space Godzilla to match, and that was a good one to have for a long time. I unfortunately don't have those two anymore. I sold my collection initially back in like 2018 to move to LA. My collection that I'd had my whole life. And so I've been rebuilding the collection ever since. And I mean, it's back to a pretty big size now. All these shelves are full of toys.
Look at that. I love that. I love that. I love your setup, man. It's so cool.
Thanks. Thank you. So yeah, it's pretty stacked in here now. So I can't complain. But yeah, I don't have a few pieces because they haven't either re-released them or I've missed the re-releases. And I'm not paying aftermarket price or the scalper prices for those. Or the
speaking of which, we'll talk about that in a second, man. All right, so this is off of Michael's website right here. So
and that's how I saw these was because of Michael's
good-looking website right there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hot damn, that's sexy.
Yes. So after Godzilla came this Mecha Godzilla 93. So now a little bit of context here regarding this. As I said before, I missed everything that came after this guy until 2014, until right here. But who picked up this one? Anybody?
I have Super Mecha Godzilla, so I have the re-release of it.
Oh, I have the new one too. So the Super Mecha Godzilla that comes with everything, like with the Garuda and all that, because I didn't know that this guy didn't come with everything. Like it came, like there was like separate things that came with that, right? Yeah.
So here's this guy. This is him. There you go. So this is the second release in the line. This one, it's a product of its time. This was the second release in the. Actually, you're not counting the effect set that comes with within the lines. This is actually technically the third release in the line, but it's the second main figure in the line. It is a product of its time, though. The articulation, it's mostly really good, but you know what? The thing with this guy is it's got really wobbly legs.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really heavy because there's a lot of die cast in this feet right here. In these feet right here, this whole bottom. In fact, actually, this whole bottom part from this all the way down, it's all die cast. So it's really, really heavy on the figure right there. So it's really hard to get it. I mean, you can. I mean, my figure can hold a pose, but at a certain point, it does start to droop and fall, like you guys can see that right there. So, but this one, there's no articulation in the tail with this guy right here. You have to swap heads for flight mode. It pops off like this.
Oh, yes.
You got to put on that other head. The eyes, it's kind of like the eyes are not on. They're off, if that makes sense. Whereas the new Super Godzilla does look like it has that illumination effect to it. Here, I'll hold this closer. So it's like got that orange color instead of that yellow. So, but overall, it's not a bad figure. It's a solid figure. Everything else in there is kind of like the same as the new one. The paint is also more, I guess you could say, a dull silver compared to the Super Godzilla. The Super Mecha Godzilla that came out is definitely a brighter, more chrome.
I have that one in my hand here. So, you're right about the eyes. Like I never noticed that because I never got the original release, and I didn't know that about the tail. So this guy has
so
it.
If you wanted to swap the tail with this original release, it was a swappable tail, so it just comes right off and you can put on a different flight tail on there. I haven't done this in a while though.
Okay.
But I don't want to pull it out right now. But it's a swappable tail that you can pull it out, and then
sure.
So
and you're like Go ahead.
I was going to say, and it also came with the first-time benefits, which is the Mega Buster effect with the little rock base. That also
Oh
came with this
yeah,
one.
this one doesn't. This one didn't come with that one, like with the beam
Mm-mm.
effect and things. You know what I mean? So I was like,
Yeah.
So I'm stuck making that with like hot glue and straws and stuff.
And here's
you know?
our original. Here's our original Garuda too.
Oh,
Yeah. What did that retail at the beginning? That Garuda? Oh, it was only like
Well,
40.
so this one, interesting enough, it didn't actually make it to the United States. Neither of the first effects packs were available in the
That's
United
right.
States.
Oh.
So this one for a long while was a hot commodity. I think at one point it was pushing $200 on the aftermarket.
Well,
And if you look at that, if you look at the screen, it's like 26, 25 JP. Yeah, so it's like, it's really, it was. This is the other thing too to keep in mind too, guys, is that when S.H.Monsterarts first released, the yen was a lot stronger than the U.S. dollar. So
okay.
so by today's standards, that would be what, maybe like $18, $19 right now, right? So
Yeah.
but during this time, this was probably a time where the yen, it would be like $39 or $35 for this.
Okay.
So
So they went back to the drawing board with this guy because they gave him like tail articulation and stuff like that, which is nice. And like I never noticed how bottom heavy he is, because yes, his feet are die cast and things, but I
it's
think
a good
he's got
amount of
good
die cast on there.
Yeah, a good amount of dice cast, and I think he's got good stability. You know what I mean? So like, there's no chance
Another
of him
thing
falling
too,
or anything like
I'm going to
that.
bring this really
Yeah.
close. If you look
Okay.
right here,
Give me a second, Michael.
it's
I'm
going
gonna
to be
zoom
hard
in
to
on
see
you.
that. Yeah. So the other difference here, there is no sheath that's in this figure compared to the original, compared
Oh
to the new one.
yes, you're right. Yes.
So they've added,
Okay.
and believe it or not, they've actually made additional cuts into the sculpt to accommodate
Oh.
that piece. This one doesn't have
Okay.
that though. It's just the bare ball joints on there, and that's part of the reason why you get that loose
Yeah.
effect. Yes,
So
now
this
you get
part here
that
you're
arrow.
talking about.
Yeah, that sheath right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I totally
That's
see it now.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but other than that, the only advantage to getting this one still, if you guys are able to find this on the aftermarket, it's actually not too expensive still. You can still get it. It's like hovering around in the $100 to $150 range on Mandarake. Sometimes you might get a good deal and get it for $70, $80. But if you do happen to get it, the advantage of having this is that if you track down the Fire Rodan kit, it does have the damaged head with the damaged eyeball, and you can swap that out with this figure. You cannot do that with the Super Mechagodzilla head, because the Super Mechagodzilla head has flight mode built into the neck. So you can't swap that out.
Right. Yes. Because you can't really swap the head out and things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
And this is an example of, Tamashii Nations making a collectible not diminish its value among a collector that got the first run of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's some improvements, but a lot of the other times they want to keep that first release. That's why we see some effect parts in the first release not included in the second one, or no effects in the first release, and now there's bunches in the second one. They're trying to keep it different, and it's an intentional marketing decision. I know some people don't like it. Maybe a lot of people don't like it, but that is part of how they approach
businesses
their collectibles.
Yeah.
They approach that in a way that they want to make that one special. And you're probably asking like, oh, maybe this is why we haven't seen a blue beam, just a standard blue beam in a while. And that's part of it. Yeah. They really do need to revisit that though, because we've got Monsterverse blue beams, and then we got,
I don't like those
Monsterverse
blue beams. Honestly, I do not.
We need some variation at this point. I agree with everybody else. We do need some variation.
Yeah, man. So, and then after that, they came out with this. I picked up this eventually, but man, it took me quite a while to find this.
Yeah.
And where's that other one? No, it was just this one. Yeah. It was this part. It was this. Yeah. So I was fortunate enough to find one at a good price, because Jesus Christ, like, you can find this as people are charging $200-$300 for this thing.
Yeah.
So are you mad?
That's
nuts, man.
It's come down in price since then. I mean, I know a lot of people don't go for that set as much as they do the newer sets now. So the ones that were released in 2014.
Yeah.
So you can get that set now easily with the yen conversion for US dollars, probably about $70 before shipping now. So it's come down in quite a bit, but still expensive compared to, look at the list price. It's a lot lower than it was.
I would like for them to revisit some of this stuff, you know what I mean? Because they've never really given us a a Super X, you know, like from Godzilla 84. You know what I mean? Well, hopefully they'll give us that when they finally release Godzilla 84 for S.H.Monsterarts. I'm still waiting for that S.H.Monsterarts, you know. But
me too.
yeah, and also yeah, there's still some other vehicles that I would like to see that they haven't made yet. You know what I mean? So yeah, what are some? I don't know. Do you guys have any vehicles that you guys want?
Well,
The
I think the Gotenga would be a good one to include.
Yeah,
that would be a good one.
Yeah, I can't
So
find that one. I know some people that I've seen that they have it and they put in their pictures like, oh, I don't have that one. You know,
it's a good size too. I think it might be just a teensy bit bigger than it should be, but I think with some perspective in your photography, you can actually get it's pretty spot on.
Yeah,
to what it would be scaled to. Yeah,
yeah.
It's really shiny though. I think a matte finish would be better on it.
Cool.
There's that one though. They kind of covered all the big mazers of the Heisei series. It'd be nice to see the herons get a proper treatment. There's some Toho Machine Chronicles of that. There's the Satsuma submarine.
Yeah,
that'd be a neat little one to put in there. I really want a submarine to go with that 1991 Godzilla.
I have a submarine. It's a 1:700 scale, and that will go pretty well. I'll pull it out for you later. Yeah, actually, hold on a second. I'll pull it out for you now. Hold on. Yeah,
I want to show a UFO.
I was gonna say that's what I would want too.
Yeah. Well, you might maybe they'll throw that in when they get to a certain figure.
Hopefully.
Well.
We'll see.
But yeah, no. I also think would be pretty cool is the UFO from or the mothership from King Ghidorah 91.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
I think that one would be a huge one, but I think it would be fun just to have.
Michael, look.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's that's pretty good. That's pretty good scale, actually.
I think it works.
Okay, yeah, that
this
could work.
This is 1:700 scale.
I'm talking to a buddy of mine. He's going to work on making a model that's the exact same one that was used in the 1991 movie.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Ooh.
So we'll see how that works, though, if it's going to work out or not.
Yeah, like thankfully for me, like there's model shops all over the place here in Taiwan, so I can like easily get those. You know. Yeah. So. Yeah. Let's look at that. Yep. I want that.
That's cool. Yeah.
This is by Cast, by the way. If you guys have heard of that, they do Iwakura. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they do like ornament figures. And I happened to pick one of these up. It was over there on Mandarake, so I was like, why not?
Yeah. Cool. Very nice.
So
I just need 3 of them. That's all I need.
They're not cheap. That's one thing I learned about Cast is they are not cheap for what they are.
Yeah. Alrighty. So then after that came Space Godzilla. I missed out on both releases of Space Godzilla, unfortunately. So what was your take on Space Godzilla, guys?
I think I had the special one.
The special version, the special color. He came with the baby Godzilla, right? The double pack.
That was the later release, the special color.
Oh
yeah, that's the one I had.
I have the original one.
The
original.
You have the original. Yeah.
I really like the original one.
Alrighty. So Mogera, you know what? Like Mogera is like one of these characters that I just really don't care for. Like I've had several chances to pick this guy up, and I was like, no, thank you. I don't know why. I don't care for this character. You know? What about you?
I really like this character. It's just
look at him punching.
This guy is just a fun one to pose, and I know it's kind of let me stand further back. There we go. So yeah, it's just I think this is one of the most underrated classic S.H.Monsterarts figures that came out. You know, a lot of people look at it and they say, oh, there's really not that much articulation, but you can get some really cool movements out of this guy, and it came with a ton of extras compared to anything we've ever seen in the line. There was a ton of
Right.
things that came with this, though. You had, you get the chest cannon beam and everything. I mean, it was fantastic, and it's got
And
die
even
cast. I mean, all these legs, it's solid die cast. This whole bit right here, it's all die cast.
wow.
So, yeah,
I would just pick this figure up. Now I regret it because like there were a lot of
it's got some
accessories
transforming
that came with
parts
that
right
thing.
there. Yeah, look
Oh
at that.
yeah.
Oh,
It's got a little button on the back right there, and it pops out the chest. And you can take out that chest and put a replacement cannon there. They have this is another one that had the, it doesn't have a flight mechanism integrated in it. You had to swap out the neck and swap out, this neck piece right here, the head piece, and you'd put that on there and you'd have a flight mode. So this is one of the older ones that has not received a special color or decisive battle variant yet. I know a lot of people are hoping that this one gets another redo. I know that if they do it, people are crossing their fingers, they'll be able to transform. So you can get the Lambo gear and the Star Falcon forms too.
Okay. I would probably jump on that one. Yeah.
I would love to see that just as separate pieces, not so much that you can transform it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, or you could just buy two and then you have the untransformed pieces and,
True. But I'm just thinking more of like the Hedorah set that came out. So they have like the land form and the flying form.
Oh, the separates. That's okay too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the transform gimmick wasn't there, I'd be okay with that too, because at least I'd get those separate forms. And I've said this. I've talked about this about other people in the past. That the way that it transforms in the movie, it doesn't quite work well with what you see right here, the proportions and stuff. And I think there's a figure out there by Bandai. If you look at it, it does actually transform. It is very boxy compared to what you're seeing right here. So I stand corrected with that too. But yeah, the other thing I don't like about this figure, it's got clickety arms. You can't pose this and ever, ratchet arms. So I hope if they ever do this one ever again, that they get rid of that and make it more fluid, because there's no reason for it, honestly.
Sure.
At the time, ratchet joints were like the big thing.
Yeah, and that might be a product of its time again. This was back in 2012. We're in 2012 now, so.
Yeah. I know the thing is, like, speaking of like re-releases, like they never re-released that 94, like the very first one either. You know what I mean? So I wonder if they'll ever go back to that particular figure or just resculpt it. I don't know.
I would hope that if they do revisit it, that they do a 2.0 version of it, because that's just
I would.
Yeah,
I would think at this point they would do a new version of it.
Yeah,
sure. Okay,
that's just speculation, though.
Alrighty. Okay, and this is your guy.
Yeah, that little guy.
The little guy.
Yeah. I miss it. I need to get another one. They need to make a new one so I can get it. And that's the thing.
I missed out on both, and like, damn it. But like, I don't know, man. Like when I had that in my hand, like I can't speak but I'm just only speaking by memory. Like there was barely any, articulation to it and things. Like you couldn't
it was
anything like that.
It's minimal.
It was pretty minimal.
The hands, like the pop on them.
Yeah, I had that problem too.
There we go.
There we go. We got both of them.
So this one right here is the original release, and then this one is the special color version right here.
Mm-hmm.
So
cute.
Oh man, I'm kind of jealous I didn't get the special colored version.
The special color version, I think, is a better representation as to what we saw in the movie. It's a lot lighter in color. This the other one is much of a dark green color. So
yeah.
It's one of the cases where I would prefer that, actually, the special color over the original.
Sure.
Especially the paint on the belly.
I just want to bring attention to one comment here that was like, Ohaya might do Toho eventually. Don't bet on it, man. No way.
Nope.
Yeah,
no way. Bandai will never give up at least the Toho stuff. They have no problem like doing the MonsterVerse stuff, but Toho, no way, man. I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Revoltech stopped doing them.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of Revoltech, I only have the Rodan, the Showa Rodan Revoltech, and the Baragon. Could never find that Gigan one, but thankfully I didn't. You know what I mean? Because now I got on pre-order that new the S.H.Monsterarts guy Gans 72, and I
Oh.
can't wait for that one,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
I've
the
seen that
Reveltech
one in
one.
person.
Oh yeah, eh? Damn it, cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It looks real nice.
Oh, I can't wait, can't wait.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
had it on display in New York when I was out there last month for the world tour, and I was just I kept on just coming back and looking at it during the whole show because it was just very nice.
Hey, Diego Doom, what's going on, buddy?
Hey,
Look at that.
Yes, sir. Fantastic. All right, what's going on, Gyro Productions? Been a long time. I haven't seen you do anything in a long time, buddy. It's good to see you're still around.
Oh, that one.
So this one here, I never could get my hands on this one. So anybody's got this? Michael, I'm sure you got this one.
Let me grab it. Let me grab it.
He's got all of them.
Get back up. Oh, wait, let me get back up again.
We'll try to balance this out so I don't have to grab every single one. You're getting a preview of what I'll be doing this summer.
Nice.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me grab it.
Alrighty.
All right, here it is.
Okay. Wow.
I still want that figure.
And it's the 94 sculpt, yeah?
Yeah, this is the 94 sculpt right here. So
okay.
Not 95 yet, still 94. There's really not much changes in articulation. It's actually, I think, more stiff to move than the other one because of the translucent plastic that they used at the time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is a fun one right here to have, though. You shine that light through that. If you guys look at my Burning Godzilla review for the 2019 Godzilla, I actually throw this in there to kind of compare, the lighting technique and everything, how to get that through. So, but yeah, it's
it's still a nice figure.
Yeah, it's a nice one. I actually never bought this when it first came out.
Yeah.
And at the time, Bandai, I had asked about it, I think like 4 years after they did this. Is like, do you still have that one? And they're like, yeah, sure. They had one in the office and they just gave it to me right then and there. So that was kind of cool.
Wow.
It was a cool moment to have. But yeah, that was before I was being a little nitpicky on what I wanted to collect as a collector. So I was just like, I didn't have the Kong figure at the time either. So I had to track that one down as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's a neat one to own.
Cool. Very nice. Very nice. I never managed to get my hands on that one, but even now, like, I don't know. There's been so much stuff has come out after that. It's like, I don't know. It kind of gets drowned out. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah. Anyways, and then the Fire Rodan. I miss this one too, but like this, like the color of this one, it doesn't really necessarily match the one from the movie, right? Like the colors are off, right?
Well, there's versions of it in the movie.
But I think it's pretty close to what it was in the movie. At least it's the red, not the brown version. Yeah. Which I hope they come up with a better colored version of that.
There's two versions of it in the movie. You have Fire Rodan and then you have the normal Rodan. So
okay. I never noticed that. Yeah. Okay.
So the normal
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and if you go online, if you just type in Brown Rodan S.H.Monsterarts figure, you'll see that Tamashii accidentally put their special color variant out a long time ago, and it was an accident. It wasn't supposed to ever see the public, and then they pulled it the next day. But there is evidence of a Brown Rodan version of this guy right here on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because this guy, he's one of those figures that haven't gotten a re-release yet. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And, part of that might be because they're, I don't know if you guys have noticed, the trend with pricing these days is they're really staying away from the $20 range. When this one first came out, I mean, it was, $42. So they're really trying to stick to that 50 and above line, I think. That's not an official thing, but that's just kind of like what we've noticed. Like, for example, the Singular Point Rodan came out. That was $50.
Yeah.
We saw the little Godzilla be repackaged with Space Godzilla, and same thing with the larvas with the Mothra special colors. Because if you were to get those guys on their own, they'd be so much more affordable. So they're just kind of finding ways to, let's just package it in there. So this was a small one. And even this one, this came with a spiral ray. It came with
Yeah.
It came with the spiral ray. It came with
the Mechagodzilla head.
The Mechagodzilla head. It had a flight stand and everything in there. So I mean, it was a decent package for this one.
You know, that's that was like the golden days of S.H.Monsterarts, man. They were just giving us like all these accessories and stuff, and now we don't get anything. We just get the figure.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
Yeah.
and a part of that too is because, and I've touched on this in interviews in the past. The reason for that change was because that was to pump out to get interest with S.H.Monsterarts. So they wanted to give first a time edition benefits, is what they call it, for all these figures. So 2011 through 2013 was kind of the honeymoon period for S.H.Monsterarts. A lot of stuff was being packaged in there. 2014 hits, guess what? Now you're going to get an effect set, and now you're not going to get so much extras with these guys right here.
Kind of like a real marriage.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, that marriage is still with Toho because, believe it or not, every effects part that you see in an S.H.Monsterarts figure has to be approved by Toho. They can't just make it. They have to get it approved. So sometimes that is a hassle. Sometimes Toho does not get back in a certain amount of time. That's what I've heard. So effect parts are not included in certain releases at first because Tamashi is a machine. It is cranking out more than just Monsterarts. Productions have to be made. Deadlines have to be submitted for the factories to start working on it. So, in some releases, suffer from that because of something like that happening. So,
I have a question.
There's a lot of moving parts. I don't think people realize how the making of a toy works. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why certain things are the way they are. And even
it's also just a different ball game too, because I think a lot of people, they see Monsterarts coming out here into the United States, and it's like, well, why is it not the same as, say, Hasbro or these Mattel and stuff? And it's just, there's a whole different business approach to this collectible line compared to, say, like NECA. There's just a different approach in how they do all their business and how they do marketing. The timing of everything is just completely different. And I think because people see that it's in the United States, oh, well, it's the US, it's made for us too. But it's really, it's Japan first, guys. That's how it works with this product. It's Japan first. We are riding the wave because the US is considered a strategic territory for specifically Monsterarts and some other lines. So that's kind of how it works. It's always Japan first, though. So same thing with like the recent reissue that just was announced, for 2002 Godzilla. I don't know if you guys saw it. I just posted it yesterday.
I saw that. Yeah,
there's a June reissue again. So that's 2 reissues in 1 year for this figure.
And the funny thing is, I work at the company, and I found out because of his post. I didn't know that. I work at the company. That just tells you how much it is not always as clear as you think it is.
Yeah, I wonder. Information is interesting how it gets around.
I wonder why they haven't, like, I like that figure number, by the way. I got the first release, but like this is now the 3rd reissue. Why haven't they just made a blue version of that figure? You know what I mean? Yeah,
like with blue spines.
Yeah. Like, why not? You know what I mean?
Well,
I thought for a long time that they were going to do that with like all their other Godzillas, but they don't. You know what I mean? So like,
one thing I'm
stuck like always buying 2s of everything now. You see, this is Godzilla 89, and I got like another 89 for this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I just like doing this. You know what I mean? So
yeah. It's one thing I've learned working with Tamashi Nations. Is that you can never predict what their next move is going to be. Right when you think you have them figured out, that's a pattern. No, it's not. Monkey wrench right there in the gears. Yeah. So that you may think you're onto something, but here's the thing: maybe that is something, but maybe it's short-lived. Things are always changing. I've learned that for that. Things are always changing. One thing could be said 1 week ago, and then it's completely different the next week after that.
Yeah. And if you want a figure, reach out to them and post on social media, tag them, because they use those posts as reasons why they make the figures. So like if we want a Godzilla 98, reach out to Bandai and say, I want a Godzilla 98 figure. Like that was.
Did you guys hear that?
Like,
did you hear that, everybody in the chat?
I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but if we get enough people reaching out for it, if people want it, you got to call out for it. You got to say, I want Bandai. I want Godzilla 98. I want this. I want that. And they listen. And the more that people do it, the numbers go up, and the higher the number, the more likely the chance that figure gets made. You know, they look at those.
I'll say this: don't feel deterred by, you know, not seeing results right away. It's just R&D. Like I said, guys, Japan's stuff marketing is very different from the United States stuff. So just because we're posting about it, and we're saying we want it, we're not going to expect. You don't expect that result within like the next month or the next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
And like, even if somebody in Japan watches this, they're like, we don't care. It's just Americans.
Right. Because they could say they could see the numbers that are there. Like, say we want Godzilla 98, they can see those numbers, but then they got to get the licensing and everything lined up for that, and that takes time. It's not just we got the numbers, we can do this. There's a whole bunch of pieces moving along in the big machine.
Yeah, licensing.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
But they listen. They listen. That's the thing, is they listen. You might not feel like it, but they listen.
Okay, good. Because I thought for a long time they don't listen. You know what I mean?
No,
you're telling me this?
It may seem like that, but a lot of the time it's licensing.
Okay.
And we saw that with S.H.Monsterarts for a great period of time. We saw the special color movement. You know,
sure.
The 1 year
and special colors. It was more than a year. I think it was like 3 years of solid repaints and colors and very little new stuff. And that is all because of licensing. You know, licensing prevented, you know, after the 2014 movie came out, that Warner Brothers, Legendary, they were entered some weird sort of clause. I don't have all the details, and I don't know 100% exactly how far it went, but I just know that prevented certain figures from Japan being put over here into the U.S. market. So what did they do? Instead of coming out with new stuff all the time, they kind of just did reissues or not really reissues, but repaints of what was already existing. Now that is done and over with in 2018, fast forward to that time, that's when we start seeing some new stuff come back out, and there's no issues anymore bringing it over to the United States.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, man. Very
education.
Yes. So moving on to Ghidorah, I mean, this was like when I saw this, I was like, oh man, I would have jumped on this sooner, like, but it was like long past it. I was like, oh man, because I love Ghidorah. He's like my favorite Godzilla adversary, you know what I mean? And like, this is the 91 Ghidorah, and then they did do a special colored version. But were there problems with this Ghidorah? Does anybody know?
Yeah.
I never had that.
The wings are so fragile.
Yeah.
They would snap off. Like,
really?
That's why I didn't get this guy the original release. Because I think it was Diego Doom's review on it, and he said one of his wings snapped off.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about this guy right here is, you know, the plastic that they used in the wing joints was not very it wasn't very strong. This is the original one. My wings are still intact though. I've never had any issues with it. They actually prompted Bandai at one point to put out a notice to tell everybody, hey, it is important that when you're moving these wings, you move them right here where the sheath is. Because a lot of people were moving them up here, and that's how they would break. So you have to give it that support down here when you move these wings, and you will never really have an issue moving those wings, you know. But you can get some great range with these guys right here. The poster version has a stronger plastic. It did come out many, many years after this one right here. 2015, I think. Yeah, 2015 is when that one came out. Maybe 16. But
I don't have
not many years. But there was enough to make that plastic, and I have both of them. I can attest that the wings joints were a lot better made. They were made better that time around. But this is a great. Okay. The thing is that the paint on this one is just it's perfect. It nails exactly what the coloration of King Ghidorah is supposed to look like. The poster version, it's really, really saturated, and it's supposed to mimic this poster after all, so it's not 100%.
Sure.
But I really love this figure. This is the first figure I ever had. This is the longest figure I've owned in my whole collection.
That's cool. That's cool. Whenever I do photography with this figure, like my buddy in his shop, like it's like 2 blocks away from me. Like I borrow all his stuff sometimes. Like the necks pop off easily and things, like stuff pops off it easily. Like do you have that issue with for some of you guys who have this, do you have that issue too with this one?
I mean, I'm good. There is no issues here, but I think it just depends on your joint tolerance. I mean, that's a good subject to talk about, is joint tolerance, because it's not going to be 100% perfect across the entire mass production run. You're going to get some duds out there where they're very, very loose. That's just the way that mass production works. And it sucks when you get something that's very, very loose, but this one is tight. It's really good. The only issues on this one that I ever have when things pop off is just the tails. Like this one tail pops off very, very easily right here. But there's ways to fix that. And I think this is a good time maybe to mention it to the general public if they're interested. There is a solution. I don't have it over here, but it's called Kiki Fix. Have you guys ever heard of this before?
Is that the joint tube that you like squeeze into joint, or
I don't know about a tube, but here, let me find it for you. Oh, you know what? It's right here on the ground. How about that? It's this guy right here, Kiki Fix. Not sponsored, by the way, but this stuff is all about fixing loose joints.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sold here in the US, but you can get it on eBay, usually with free shipping or maybe $9 minimum shipping. It's not that expensive of a product, though. This is a fantastic solution for joints that are very, very loose. And you can ply it in coats and layers, come back the next day. If it's still loose, ply another one right there, and it won't permanently bond like super glue does. So I use this all the time on figures that do have loose joints. And here's the thing. Every Monsterarts figure generally uses like 95% ball joints. Ball joints wear after time of use, weather. So I always keep this on hand. This stuff is a lifesaver. If you want to keep your joints nice and tight, this is the stuff that you need. Kiki Fix.
I heard people use nail polish for.
I've used that.
That was kind of like our original.
It's messy.
Yeah.
It's messy.
That was kind of like the original fix back in the day, because Kiki Fix, I don't know how long it's been around, but I remember back when I was on the Toho Kingdom forums, that was kind of like the go-to answer. If you had loose joints, get clear nail polish and coat that joint a couple times. Yeah. It's just like a form of acrylic that kind of gets put on the joint, but that also wears and tears, grinding over time too. So and it's really messy, like he said. It's messy.
Okay. I never have heard of that Kiki Fix, so that is a great tip. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
I'm gonna use that on my NECA figures for sure.
Go to eBay. eBay, they've got a lot of listings there for it. And the other thing too, really quick, guys, is if you have loose joints or if you have tight joints, the opposite of the spectrum, this stuff is great. You don't have to get this specific brand, but this is just what we call shock oil. It's used for a lot of RC cars. It's basically a synthetic oil lube. And you can use this in tight joints. Like, I think this is the best case. If you guys own the Mechagodzilla 2021 figure, those joints are die cast. They're not ball joints. Yeah. So they're very, very stiff. Use this stuff, move very, very smooth after that. So, but if you have any other joints, I know people have been talking about using, the new Night Combat Godzilla has a tight left arm or a tight right arm. I didn't have that issue with mine, but this will also fix that too. I know some people have mentioned dish soap in the past, but this stuff won't harm your figure. It won't harm your figure. It doesn't ruin the paint or anything.
Yeah. So he's asking, how do you spell that with fix? What's that? How do you spell
Kiki Fix? It was
Kiki Fix.
I think I just put it in the chat.
Yeah, so it's KIKI Fix loose joints.
There you go. Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
Cool. Alrighty, awesome. So let's continue. So then I never got this one. I wanted this one so bad, but I missed out on this one. But I did get the ultimate version of this guy. Yeah. Anybody?
Did anything come with the original Burning Godzilla? Did it come with a spiral ray?
I believe you got alternate hands and you got some tanks, I think. Harold, if you pull it up on my site, if you click on it, you can actually see what effects it comes with.
It's not letting me. Hold on. I don't know if it's...
See where the part where it says click? So click on him again. And see where it says click for more information at the bottom? There you go. Down.
Here we go. Okay.
That's the spot. Hostess.
Oh, look at that, guys.
Oh, the classic.
And scroll down. It says what accessories it comes with.
It came with. I remember it came with these two little things here. Yeah.
Yep, those two
Yeah.
tanks were the exclusive first edition
Mazer and
benefits.
Phaser tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This live stream is just pointing out how many figures I missed out on.
Don't feel bad.
So comparatively to the Ultimate version, is this one more matte and the other one is glossy?
Yes. So the idea was that one is the one that you guys got there is the meltdown version. This one is, pre-meltdown. So it is a matte paint job that's on it. The only thing that is shiny is just the translucent plastic parts.
Yeah.
And it's also got the white tail, which is actually suit accurate.
Mm.
I know a lot of people, when this first came out, they said, why is the tail so white at the end? I don't understand. And then when you looked at pictures of the suit and then you see it in the movie, it's like, oh, I guess it was like that in the movie up until Meltdown, where everything was all orange. So, and that's why the Ultimate version, they did that, because guess what? They were listening to you guys.
Hey, and like with the stiff joints on like Ghidorah's wings, you guys mentioned earlier that they got better with the next like release. They'd listen. It shows that they're figuring it out as they go along. I mean, you wanted to get it right the first time, but I mean, there's nothing perfect the first time. You kind of got to grow as you go.
Sure. Yeah. And then a couple of ones that I missed. I missed the Junior. I missed Destroya. I missed all these guys. And I'm so happy I picked up on the last release of Kiryu.
The Shinagawa version.
Yeah, the Shinagawa. Yeah, and freaking man, I missed out on this Godzilla 2000. I wish I could find them. I can't. Ugh.
That one's a grail piece. That one usually people are still trying to track down. Good old Junior. He's one of my favorite Heisei characters.
Yeah, this one is. I really loved it. When this figure first came out, I picked it up. It's just like, wow, they really stepped up the articulation, and it's just so little. Like there was a lot of articulation in this one that we hadn't seen in a lot of the larger Godzillas. Like there's some things that this guy can do that the other ones didn't have.
Sure.
I really liked the tail articulation too, because at the time the Heisei Godzilla tails were not really all that great for articulation.
No, they're not.
This one really had a lot of movement.
I love that figure so much.
They're great now. Yeah.
So, and this one also came with twin helicopters on little wire stands. It didn't come with the beam effect, though. The special color did, though, but no helicopters.
So alrighty.
They find ways for you to get all of them.
Sure. And then this Destroya, it came out like they came with Destroya and like the minions Destroya.
The evolution set.
Yeah, the evolution set. Yeah,
I got that set.
Yeah, cool.
And
then
they're just so many little parts on the not the flying version, but the in between version,
the aggregate,
the big one.
Yeah,
There's so many like little pieces at the bottom of the belly that just like fall off.
That was the evolution set. I actually rated that as the worst set at the time for a long time, because I was just not. I wasn't thrilled with the paint jobs. That it was all chipped all over the place. The teeth, especially in the mouth area, was not fantastic at all.
And I don't think it's size accurate either compared to Junior. He's like a lot smaller than Junior. Figure.
Oh yeah,
in the movie he's way bigger than Junior.
Yeah, I think the aggregate is actually more scaled
to Burning Godzilla.
Yeah, with Burning Godzilla than it is Junior, though.
Yeah,
that's the big difference there. The crab form is also for the smaller version that climbs on Godzilla too, but I don't think that the evolution set is particularly designed around Junior scaling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like the scaling, like for all these figures, I think it's like all over the place too. But like the funny thing is like if you hold the baby Godzilla and Junior together, like you should see like it's a baby Godzilla, but like freaking baby Godzilla's got a way bigger head than Junior. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Yeah. So like as he grows, like his head gets smaller. I don't know. Yeah. And then Godzilla 64.
I have that one.
Yeah, I missed out on that one too. Oh,
I had that one. I think I had that one for the what was a special color? I think there was a special color version of that one.
There
where he
was an
It was the
emergent
emergent version.
Yeah. Yes, that's what it was called. I had that for a minute, and that was in my LA sale to sell everything to move to LA. Let him go.
Yeah, my buddy's got the special color version. Like I photograph him every now and then, but that's a nice figure. I hope they re-release
this one.
Too.
I never shot photos of that one. I really should have.
Yeah.
Same with
this one.
I never took photos.
Size on it though. It's a tiny Godzilla.
It is.
Yeah, it's 5.5 inches. It's the smallest adult Godzilla that we have in the line. And that was also. They're still kind of keeping towards it. I know a lot of people are like, oh look, they're bigger now, but they're kind of not. You look at Mechagodzilla 1974, it's 5.75 inches tall. It's scales perfectly with this Godzilla right here. So I don't think that they've dumped. I don't think that they've dumped the smaller scale. Mike, you said that you saw the 1972 Gigan in person. How did that look?
He was taller. He did look taller. If I'm like, I was actually just about to bring that up. I'm about to look up the size of him because I don't know what he's listed as, but I
believe he's also 6.1 or 6.3, but that's to the tip of the horn.
Yeah, he definitely, because they had the Mechagodzilla 3 set that's got is it the Shokugan? The one that has the new base and everything. It's not Monsterarts, but yes, that one. They had it. Yeah, they had it right next to it, and I swore Gigan was just about as tall as that. But it was a really busy weekend. I can tell you, it was a very busy weekend. But I have photos of it though. That's the thing. I gotta look it up.
That Chogokin is like 9 inches tall.
Yeah, it's just like I gotta find these photos now
that might have been on a display base to make it look taller.
It might have been. That's why I'm trying to see it. Like, if it was sitting on a base, because these are also samples too. They're not necessarily the actual. They are representative of the actual product. But this is one you can actually pick up and move around very well because it's not like a finished piece. Of course.
Skipping on that.
He was. I don't know if you guys can see it. He was on a stand, so that's why I thought he's got a little.
Gigan?
No, not Gigan. I'm skipping on the other one. The
Kiryu.
The Kiryu, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm like, geez, Harold.
No way.
He was.
I know.
He was. You guys can see. I was lying. He is on a little acrylic stand, so he wasn't nearly as tall as I thought he was. I was just.
Okay.
I didn't get a photo of the two of them together, but yeah, that's the Mechagodzilla. It's not focusing, but yeah, it's the Mechagodzilla's there, and then they had I think 89 sitting between the two of them. And then on the other end was the new Gamera too. I got to see that in person.
I'm looking forward to that Gamera.
That was that was the rebirth. Yeah, the Gamera rebirth, or that's what it's called, right? Yeah.
Gamera rebirth. Yeah.
There's so much stuff coming out. I can't keep up anymore.
Sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So let's fast forward a little. So I missed all that until 2014. I went to Japan for the first time in 2014, my very first time with my wife, and that's the year we got married. So we were on our honeymoon, and I saw the 2014 there. I was like, oh, I gotta get it. You know what I mean? And this was like my comeback to S.H.Monsterarts. And then when I jumped on, like, I never noticed how inaccurate the sculpt of the head was at the time, because I just hadn't developed that sense of, like, for toy photography and things like that. I didn't care about the head, you know what I mean? I didn't care about, like, the accuracy of the head. I was like, oh, it looks great, I want it and things. And so those are like those two. And that trip I even did get this Godzilla, and man, I'm so happy I picked up this Godzilla right here at 95. Yeah, he's a great figure.
He is like one of the definitive, like, when you think of S.H.Monsterarts, you think of him.
Right.
Sure.
That was basically, I mean, it was the 95 burning mold that they just took out the translucent parts, but it is what we think of when we think of Heisei.
Yeah.
The perfect Monsterarts figure. That's the standard right there. Why are you not focusing on this? I changed my focus to be on me, so I'm going to have to hold it back here. So, I'm going to have to mess with my focus again. I was changing some settings on there. But this was my 2014. So for anybody that doesn't know, who's new to the line, if you ever wondered why the 2014 Godzilla doesn't look anything like the movie, it's because during the production and the development of it, the sculptor was Yuji Sakai, and he did not have a digital file to work with. So that was sculpted from the ground up using reference photos, trailer bits. And if you guys remember, they were very secretive with this movie. So Bandai did not get a lot of production samples to really, really work with to make this happen. But knowing that, it's a pretty good attempt to get what this guy's supposed to look like. The head isn't entirely accurate, especially the neck area. The claws on the bottom, they're a lot longer than the ones that you saw in the movie. And everything else after that is kind of, it's there, it's not there kind of thing.
Sure.
So if they ever do revisit this, I think it'd be really cool to have like an anniversary of this and actually use the CGA data file like they used with the 2019 Godzilla.
Yeah,
it would look pretty good. I'm gonna fix my focus.
Cool. And then after that, they came out like with these effect sets, like these two here. I mean, I wish they would revisit like more effect sets, like more broken buildings and stuff like that. Like they had I remember when Bandai, they came out with like the option act buildings and stuff like that. Did you guys ever pick those up? There was like just the normal buildings, and then there's like the damaged buildings and stuff like that. But like those are hard to find now, So
I know which ones you're talking about, Harold. I didn't pick those ones up honestly because I just didn't like the quality of them. They just look a little cheap to me compared to other things that are on the market. But I think they're really meant, now that I look at these things now versus when I was looking at them then, I think they're really meant for us to customize them as customers, because there really is not a lot
there's no color on it. It's just meant for like you go and you knock yourself out with it. You know what I mean? Like it's not meant for
Because I've seen some other people that have taken those buildings and painted them, and I was like, wow, that is
it looks
night and day.
Night and day. Yeah. Alrighty, so let's fast forward a little bit here. Now, man, this guy right here.
This is Harold's
favorite. My favorite.
Oh, that's his favorite one. Look at that.
I wish they would have kept going with the Kyoko line.
Very ambitious line.
I would have loved to see a burning Godzilla of that line.
I think that would have been the best one to showcase that line's potential.
Oh man, I wish they would have made
burning
Godzilla
for that.
Look at this guy. Absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Head to toe.
And it's a good size too.
I wish all the S.H.Monsterarts Godzillas were this scale. It would be fantastic. It's a good size. Like he's got great presence on your shelf and things, like unfortunately because of the electronics inside, I mean there's not a lot going on in the terms of the head, like you can't move it. Mine doesn't even work. It's broken. Like the button here is busted. You know what I mean? So
is it busted or your battery dead?
Busted. I switched the batteries and
it's not working still, huh?
Yeah,
that's sad.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so like I'm forced to do, like whenever I do photography and I light up the spines, I'm forced to use actual practical lighting and things. But it actually turns out good too. You know what I mean? And like for the mouth, I use a blue laser pen, and it lights up his mouth quite nicely. So.
But yeah, I remember that having a shin on display for this line.
Yeah.
See that?
That's how I do that stuff too.
Yeah. I use a blue laser pen, and look at that. Look how it looks. It looks awesome. Yeah. My favorite of the line. Like it's unfortunate that I think that, Michael, do you think that? I think that to me, this line is dead. Right?
Yeah. The last communication I had with Tamashi was that they are not revisiting this line anytime soon. They are going. Sorry, I turned down my lights to showcase stuff, but I don't know if it's going to be bright enough.
Oh, there you go.
Hold on. There we go.
Man, I'd love to still pick up this figure.
Let me turn this guy down. That's the wrong one. So I'm going to just turn this guy down right here. Let's get some lights on.
I don't know if you
guys can hear it.
He's being stubborn.
Well, you have to rotate through a whole bunch of sounds to get to the light
I know.
effect.
Like there's no,
There we go.
And it's so minimal.
It's kind of hard to
still.
see. Yeah, it's very minimal
it's
light.
so minimal. Like the thing though, like with it, when I remember when I reviewed this figure, like I said, oh hey man, this is not as proper. This isn't as advertised, you know. But then when I days after I looked at the advertisement for this thing, is like, you know what, like they're showing this figure in like very low lighting conditions. You know what I mean? So like. They should say that in low lighting conditions, you can enjoy this figure, but like anything, you know, like more light than like what I have now, you won't see it, you know?
Yeah,
so,
you're not going to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. But sculpt wise, my absolute favorite.
The tail is phenomenal for a Heisei Godzilla. This phenomenal. Like if they did this for every figure, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like you can get some nice curve in there.
I wish that they would revisit this one, but without the electronics, and just give us like all the articulation on the neck and things, and like the updated engineering on the tail, because like the new tail, especially on the new 89, beautiful, great articulation on that one.
Yeah, but here's our internal light that goes on the back side of it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. I want this figure so bad.
And you know what? I think the part of the issue as to why it's just not as bright as it could be is just because it's powered by 3 little batteries. You know, if we had more powerful batteries inside this thing, I think that those LEDs can light up really well. So you're only getting 3 little, you know, LR44 batteries to power that whole LED thing. You know, it's going from the top of the figure all the way down here.
Yeah.
So,
it was an ambitious
project.
An eyesore, but couldn't they have done like what they do with NECA and just have like a little something come out the tail, and they have like a little battery pack that plugs in?
Are you talking about for the X Plus figures? Or?
X Plus, not NECA. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think Tamashi's a different branch. I don't think that they approach it with that mindset of having you to be tied down to a wire.
Yeah.
So I think they want it.
It's they want it to be posable and flexible and
they want it to be clean.
Like that.
They want it to be very clean.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, like, man, like I personally, like, I don't need the sounds because like I'm a toy photographer. Like you're not gonna hear that anyways when you're doing photos. Like I would let the light, but that's it. That's about it. But that's just me. Yeah. You know, but man, I was very excited when they showed the promo pictures for that Kyoko Shin Godzilla, and then never got it. I was like, okay, this line's dead. Yeah,
that would have been a massive figure too.
Yeah, it would have.
You know, it was just only slightly bigger than the original one, though. They just scaled it up just a little bit taller. So it was actually going to be around the same height as the 89 Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alrighty.
But I also remember seeing those photos of the Shin, and it was like the tail was like just straight up and down.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I think it was just an ambitious project. Like they showed it off, but I think just with articulation included, think about how many people would complain about the lights, just half the lights just not working all of a sudden, you know, the product returns and stuff. So I think it was an ambitious project, and I think that's why they moved on. But also because of the Shin Godzilla saturation of the market. At that time when that one was introduced, they had already shown off so much Shin Godzilla merchandise everywhere. Not just Tamashi, but everywhere. So it was just kind of coming at the wrong time, I think, to introduce it even more premium. I remember a lot of people seeing it and they're like, that's cool, but really another one? That was kind of the reaction at the time.
Yeah. Now this is the promo photos for that first release of Shin Godzilla, and it's just like, I mean, they're using a resin. This is like a resin head, right? Like the whole figure itself. Yeah, to my understanding is
all
resin,
their prototypes
right?
are made out of resin.
They're all made out of resin.
They're also at least for these photos they are, and they also are hand painted by Sakai, Wakasa, whoever's
so they look good.
House. So they look really good. So I people say they never look good as the promos. Well, that's the difference. You got a mass production factory versus Sakai. So it's not going to look anything like that.
Yeah, because I remember like I missed out on this guy, and I'm kind of happy I did, because I picked up the newest one, the Night Combat version. Like I got that one, but like looking at this Godzilla, and like I've seen like the X pluses and stuff like that, bigger figures. Like the only way to really appreciate like all the details of Shin Godzilla is in a bigger figure. Like to try and cram all those details into this 6-inch scale figure is just not possible. You know what I mean? Like, but I will say, like what they did with Ultima, like they gave us like a second head, like a sculpted head, like for his roaring. Like I wish they would have done that with this new Shin Godzilla. Like give us a sculpted head with a closed mouth, and then give us another one with an open mouth sculpted. I mean, then you could have all the details and stuff like that. And then I think people wouldn't complain as much about that figure. What do you think? You think so?
I think I don't know about a separate head. I mean, it would look good if it was separate heads. In my opinion, we've seen that when they do both joints on upper and bottom parts, I think that's what breaks it up and makes it look weird. I think for Shin Godzilla's case, I think if they just left the top where it just didn't open up wide, if that was just sculpted in, fixed sculpt, and the bottom was opening, I think that would look a lot better.
Yeah, because there's like this annoying arc in between his mouth. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I don't know if you guys I don't know if you've ever disassembled it. You can see it's kind of far apart where those joints are in the head.
Oh, okay. I've never really tried that. Yeah.
I'll do it for you.
Okay.
Let me just get that off.
Someone's cooking.
So, oh, you know what? My light just went out, but that's okay. So I'm gonna just hold this off to the side so you can. You know what?
Oh yeah. Oh, look what Mike's got.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I got
that. Here, I'm gonna swap a light really quick.
That's what I got. And this is a very detailed figure. It's not Monster Arts, clearly. But
it's the X Plus gigantic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gigantic one. It's.
I'm waiting for the
heavy.
Omega Beast one. I can't wait for that one. The Omega Beast version. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, he's beautiful.
I don't even have room for him. He has to sit on the floor next to me on my desk. He's so big.
That's how my Godzilla the Ride figure is. He's on the floor.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't even know where to put him now that I've moved him out. He's gotta go back under his table here now.
Cool. Yeah, I can't wait for the Omega Beast version of that one, man. I can't wait.
Put a light on there. There now.
Here we go.
See this better. So yeah, you see how far apart these joints are for the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
So if you just got rid of this top part and it was a fixed sculpt, just left that mouth part as the joint that moved up and down, I think this figure would look a lot better in the face.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's part of how that works, that mechanism.
Okay.
So, and this is the original. This is the reissue of the original. This one right here is not the original that came out. This is the reissue.
The reissue. Okay, so the Night Combat version?
No, this is the original. It's a reissue of the original.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I think this one came out in 2018. Yeah, this one came out in 2018.
Okay.
This one actually. So the differences between this one and the first one has a nasty seam that goes across the head. And then they fixed that with the Awakening Godzilla. So then they used the Awakening Godzilla head for this version right here. They got rid of that seam.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I have the Awakening Godzilla. That's like
they got rid of that.
Okay.
Yeah, it went across the side of the mouth in the first version, and then now the seam goes down the middle of the head. It's less noticeable now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it that well, but
yeah.
I have my original. I have the first release. It's tucked away in storage, so I don't have that on display.
Sure.
Also, the big thing with this guy right here, the original guys, this tail does not hold the blows that well.
Flops. Nope. Yeah, it flops.
That is, if you're looking for Night Combat, significant improvement.
Significantly, yes.
Significant improvement.
Yeah, I have the Night Combat version, and I'm so happy I picked up on that one. Yeah, because he holds his tail. Let me just bring him out for you. This is how he looks up. This is how he is on my yeah.
And look at that. Oh, the tolerance is much better.
Yeah,
significantly better.
Yeah, and I like how they made them in this translucent red plastic, so like you can shine a light and things, and like make his spines look like they're glowing. But yeah, like you're right about what you said earlier, Mike. I mean, I can't like when I close his head, see like there's like that annoying arc in between his mouth.
Yeah.
So like I just keep him like this with his mouth open like that.
Yeah, and I think it just depends on your pose, how you pose this guy too, because there are ways that you can pose it to minimize that arc.
I'm sure, yeah.
So, I mean, here's my attempt at it right there. It's still there, but that's as close as I can get it to be closed. Let me flip it around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm happy I got it because I've got this guy and I've got the purple one, and I like the purple one very much. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. So let's fast forward a little bit here. I really appreciated this Mecha Godzilla right here. I'm so happy I got it. This was under the Chogokin, right?
It's a Tamashi mix, so it's a hybrid figure of Monsterarts and Chogokin.
Yeah. I mean, I love this figure very much. I haven't done a lot of photos with him, but like he's just awesome. I wish they would have used this in the movie, because this is like the promo art, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy who originally designed this was actually basically said the same thing. He said when he went to the movie theater, he was kind of basing it off the movie posters. He didn't see much of the trailers, and then when he watched it, he's like, "This isn't the right Mecha Godzilla. It's not as advertised." So he got hooked up into Bandai and Tamashi, and he was in charge of making this into a 3D reality. And
yeah,
if you
there's a comic
back,
book that comes with that
right.
describes that. Yeah.
They also, if you ever were around that time, you saw that when they first showed that figure off, it was still in the prototype form, but they hadn't announced it. I think they announced it maybe 4 or 5 months after that, but it was not completed, and it had different proportions in the face mostly, and they did go back and fix that.
Yeah.
So
okay.
there was some differences in proportions, and they kind of widened it out.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
and that was based off of feedback too. So.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, there was that.
Because then they did they released the Orai no Ryoshi Godzilla. I love this Godzilla very much. This one right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish that it was the 1993 Godzilla, but I understand why they did that one, because that's just what they had on the market at the time. That's
yeah. I'm looking for another one of this guy. You know what I mean? And I can't find him. And like every time I do find him, like he's like at a ridiculous price.
Yeah, it's a hard one to get.
Yeah. Anyways.
A good price.
Yeah. So okay, so let's just fast forward a little bit here. So going into let's talk about Hayden's got it. Let's talk about the anime Godzilla.
Oh yeah, look at that.
On that one?
I love this figure. Everybody hates the anime. I hate the anime too, but I
hate the anime, but I love the design. I love the design.
Having the leaves as the dorsal plates is so creative and so fun.
Yeah.
And I just love the design. I love how big he is too.
It's a big figure. It's bulky.
Yeah.
And this is a good example of Bandai and Tamashi just using the 3D model and nothing with really nothing else added to it. It's using CGI data and nothing else stylized added to it. It's just the way it's supposed to look,
Sure. I got two, so I have both, but what I did with my Godzilla Earth is I custom painted my Godzilla Earth. Like this.
There you go.
Yeah.
I have the Scarlet version.
You do, eh? I thought they were gonna release the Scarlet version, but they haven't since.
Well, it's because everybody hates the anime.
You know, there.
I would
you
say
know,
never say. I would say never say never with this line. I'm just gonna say that. Never say never
Yeah.
with this line. Just because it didn't come out at the time doesn't mean it can't come out 10 years from now, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Now the thing though is about Godzilla movies, like you can hate a Godzilla movie, but like you can like the design of a Godzilla. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, you know, like my favorite Toho Godzilla is the 89 Godzilla, but Godzilla versus Biollante, that I don't like that movie too much. You know what I mean? I actually like 91, you know, Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. You know what I mean? That's like one of my favorite. And the Godzilla versus Destroyer, like they're my top two you know, they're my top two Godzilla movies, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, so you can you know what I mean?
Is that one you got there, Hayden? Is that Earth or is that the first one?
This is Earth. I also have Phileas too.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the first one.
But I like Earth's paint job a little bit more, just because it has that like little iridescence to it. My camera's not really picking it up.
Yeah, he's got like that greenish
like gunmetal.
Yeah.
And I also love the tail articulation on this guy.
Oh yeah, that's phenomenal.
Like this is like one of the best tails in the line, I think.
I don't know about
that one and Ultima. That one and
Ultima. I mean, Ultima's got a big tail.
Ultima's the winner.
I think the best tail in the line for a Godzilla figure, it's probably either it's down to 2002 Godzilla and probably 54 in Final Wars. Those have really articulated tails.
Final Wars has a really great tail.
Yeah,
mine like to fall apart. It's so good.
Mine doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, mine doesn't fall apart. Mine's is nice.
Well, you get yours directly from the source.
Get your Kiki fix on.
Oh, it fell apart right when I said it didn't.
Uh-oh. This one right here is the one I have is the first edition release that also had a special card that came with it.
Yes.
It's a general release, so if it ever happens again, they can reissue this one. Godzilla Earth, that's a one and done thing. That's never going to come out again in this. It's a repackage with like
okay.
So that one's a harder one to get, but there's also
in
the head sculpt too, like the chin right here in Earth that's got the beard, and this one not so much.
You know what I would have wished they would have done to make them more separate is like I wish they would have came out with, you know, that Godzilla 2017 in the same scale as the 54 figure, and then with Godzilla Earth with the size that it is now. You know what I mean? But like really, like the only two real differences between those two figures is the chin and the paint, and that's it. You know what I mean?
But yeah, so, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I like it, but I wish they could have done a little bit more.
What we need is a Monsterarts figure of this guy right here.
Yes.
I have
that because there's so many pointed and jagged areas on it. Articulation would probably be non-existent, but I don't
know. You know, I think once you hold this in your hand, you can see that there's definitely points of articulation that can go into it. You know, it's definitely got it has a body. It's got a solid body to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this. I like whenever there's a Mecha Godzilla coming out, like I try and get it, you know what I mean? Just because I'm a completionist and stuff. But you know what? With this Mecha Godzilla, I like this Mecha Godzilla from the neck down.
It gets kind of crazy. It gets kind of crazy at the feet right there.
I hate the head.
Those hind legs.
Well, that's all because it was gonna transform into a gunship.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah,
like they have I remember they came out with like little silhouettes, art pieces from the movie, and they said that Mechagodzilla was supposed to have two forms: a gunship and a tank transformation.
That has to be like the most disappointing Godzilla film of my lifetime. That one, because
Godzilla versus the Mold City.
Yeah, Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. Well, where was Mecha Godzilla?
Non-existent. Oh no! Jeez. In the first 2 seconds of the movie.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I wonder if
I
that
don't
was a translation issue though, versus what it was actually called, because I think it's called, wasn't it like Mechagodzilla City or something like that in the
Yeah.
title?
Yeah.
City on the Edge of Battle. The
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's the
version.
official one.
Yeah, the official one. But like, but like throughout the entire day, we got to get to Mecha Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla can fight.
Nope.
And he goes, it's a city. It's Metroplex. You know what I mean? I was like, but at least Metroplex could transform. You know what I mean? I thought I was waiting for that, for it to transform us, but you know what I mean? But it would be too much like Metroplex, from Transformers, but
Right.
Well, there was a fan animation.
I saw that one. Yeah, I saw
one
that
guy
one.
actually made what we thought we were going to
What
get.
we
in the
wanted,
film.
yeah. Yeah. So, and then moving forward a little bit, so Godzilla 62, beautiful figure. I wish they would, something could be done about the rights for Kong, because we definitely need an official Kong for this guy, you know what I mean? But we're never going to get that. I don't think
Yeah.
we're ever going to get it, you know?
The rights issues for that isn't so much as a problem as it was in the past.
Sure.
Oh, really?
So, right. It's just a matter, because, I mean, Universal, they just have to have a talk with Universal at this point, because Universal is the one that owns the rights for that movie. You don't have to worry about that other, I forget the other, what they were named. Do you guys know off the top of your head?
RK?
Yeah, no, not RK. That was there was another group. I forget. There was a U.S. production group that was also tied to the U.S. version of King Kong versus Godzilla, and I can't think the name of it. But that was part of the reason why, for so long, there was a rights issue with getting a Kong made.
Yeah.
But now those rights are not as big as a problem as they used to be. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
If they wanted
So
to
we could
revisit,
potentially see it.
if they wanted to revisit that, it would take negotiation and talks again with Universal, though. That's all. That's all it is. It's just Universal and Toho at this point, because we've seen other mediums releasing Kong and King Kong versus Godzilla stuff. The 4K Blu-ray set that came out in Japan, that's an idea of that being resolved. There was something else that came out. Oh yeah, Criterion in the United States. They hit up Universal and they got the rights for it. So it's not as entangled as it used to be at this point.
Yeah.
So technically, they could also get King Kong Escapes if they wanted to, correct? Or is
I'm not too sure. I'm not sure about that one.
Because I love that movie. That one was one of the many memorable movies I used to watch as a kid.
I've never watched that one. I've only watched bits and pieces of that, but I've always wanted to see that one. Yeah.
I've seen it. I just don't remember who's attached with the distribution rights of that one. I'm more familiar with the Godzilla end of it, though.
I know that it was based off of a cartoon, so I think it's probably that cartoon studio or whatever. But I know Toho has a little stake in the game with that.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
What I appreciate about this figure is they added actual plastic glass looking eyes.
Yes.
They're not actually
nice.
painted. You got, actual reflections and everything. It's the same thing they did with the 1962 Godzilla.
Yes. Yeah.
So they've got that glass effect on there with the paint on there.
Yeah. I'm surprised with when they came out with this one. Like I was like, oh, really? They're actually making that one? Because he's one of those figures that I thought was never gonna get made, because the suit is like when you're watching the movie, his suit is that suit is baggy. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? But they managed to pull it off in figure form, which is nice.
I think the thing that Monster Arts excels at, maybe not excels, but one thing that sets them apart from doing, say, like an X Plus figure is that they're more stylized to look like an existing creature versus matching the suit that's 1-to-1. That's something that they do, unless they specifically state it. I think the first one that comes off the top of my head is the 1954 Godzilla, where it is specifically stated that they mimic the suit versus trying to make it like an actual creature.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that 1954 one is awesome too. Like, I don't understand why people think that the NECA version is more accurate. No way. I don't see it.
No way. The head's too big on
I think people like that boxier head look, but
yeah.
I mean, it's the head. I think it's just that the head of the neck. If you take a bad photo, a bad pose of the 1954 figure, it's going to look ugly. It's just a matter of posing it and getting that right. It's easy to look ugly with that neck because they make it look up. The suit never, ever looked up. They have that.
No,
it has that ability.
You're right.
Though.
Yeah.
But it's just it is a fantastic figure though.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I picked
He's
it up on that same
fantastic.
trip. That my first time. Yeah.
Aren't they reissuing this one too? Right
That
now?
is also, yes, it is being reissued again as well, a second time. So
Wow.
Good, because I missed it myself. I need it.
Cool. I'm still
It's
waiting for that
slowly
color
trickling.
version.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead,
slowly
Michael.
it's slowly trickling in the U.S. market. For some reason, for pre-orders for that one, it's going a lot slower in the U.S.
Mhm.
Getting into retailers right now. I think there's only like 13 or less than 13 retailers that are actually carrying. I think it's like 7 retailers that actually have it on pre-order right now. So it's not hitting all the usual ones, but all the big popular ones, except for Awesome Collector, are now up for pre-order. If anybody is looking for the new reissue, we're gonna see if it's any different. But you know what? I think the big thing to point out for any new fans that are joining, getting on the S.H.Monsterarts bandwagon is, reissues. They don't come with new stuff. They generally don't really go out of their way to usually improve things if there were issues in the past. It's just kind of like circumstance of the manufacturing process. So, for example, we've seen with the 2002 Godzilla that's been released, the joint tolerance in the arm has gotten a little bit better every release.
Yeah.
The most recent one, the left arm, you can actually bend it now, whereas before, if you went to go bend it, it would just fall off. So there's definitely some improvements that can be made just with production materials over time. But don't expect anything different, except for maybe it's just subtle paint variants at this point.
Sure. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit and let's talk about King of the Monsters. This was a big year. 2019
Everybody's
was
most sought after figure.
Yeah, I still love this figure to this day. I have that guy. I have like all the variants too. But out of all the ones that they made of 2019, this guy is by far easily my second favorite S.H.Monsterarts ever. The poster version.
Mm-hmm.
Version.
That was a tough one to get.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I barely snuck by and got one for me.
Yeah, I love this figure very much. Yeah, I will not let him go ever.
Yeah, it is really a good figure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Michael, Mike, did you pick up on this guy or no?
I have the blue version, the completely blue version.
The Comic-Con exclusive one.
Yeah, and then I also have the Godzilla versus Kong version as well. It's not the same figure, but it's close. Sure. But yeah, I have those ones. It was when I was moving, I think, and stuff. That was just like my window of not collecting is when that movie came out and those figures came out. So I missed all those.
Yeah. I love how like just the translucent blue and everything, the metallic paint that they used and all that, and like I've used this figure for photography, and I shine a light through him, man, and he just illuminates beautifully in things. And then when I use my my laser pointer for his eyes and his mouth, beautiful. Like he's awesome. Yeah, the best that they've made of this guy. Yeah. So
all right, so question for you Bandai guys real quick.
That's not gonna work. I was like, maybe I can get it to work, and my lights are not very postable right now. Go ahead.
But for I know after the poster version, the Burning Godzilla, the blue San Diego Comic-Con, and then even the GVK one, the head sculpt changed. Was that part of the sculpt? Did they use a new head sculpt, or like the snout is a little bit different comparatively to the 2019 version?
Right. So the Mike, I don't know if they told you anything about that, or if you were around that time.
Don't know. No, I wasn't around back then.
Yeah. So what I was told was that there was a change in the mold. For it. They said that it was originally, when I first talked to them, they said, oh yeah, and this was back when 2021 Godzilla was released. They said the mold had changed for that, and that's why it looks different. But a lot of other collectors were pointing out, it's kind of the same as the Burning Godzilla. That's when it kind of changed a little bit. So I think that that's probably when that mold change started, was with that.
Okay.
So, and it's an interesting fact because I know that on the public, on the in the information for it that you see on the box or on the websites, it says that they use a 3D data. I think it's really just copy and paste though from the previous ones, because the 3D data isn't used from the 2021 movie after all. It's actually just a mold change that was done from the 2019 Godzilla figure. So I don't know what happened to those molds. I mean, I know that we saw bootlegs on the market, so maybe those molds maybe were stolen and they had to redo those molds. I don't know what the whole story is behind that, but it is a factual different mold from what was 2019.
Yeah. Okay.
I noticed
you can
it,
see that
especially on
too.
like the upper nose, it was like a lot thinner comparatively to
Right.
the 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snout does get a little thinner than the 2019 version.
Yeah. And then came this one, and I was excited at the time. But then because
I think we
honestly,
all were.
he does, like, at first glance he looks fantastic. You know what I mean? But then,
Well,
like,
he
when I
looks
got
great,
him,
yeah.
when I got him in hand, I was like, whoa,
Big
he is a
slug.
nightmare to deal with, you know? Like, those wings were very heavy and things, and like very hard to move at the time.
Yeah.
And like, but if you like, I remember, like, mine couldn't hold the pose, and then I remember you, Michael, you're like, no, mine can hold the pose fine and stuff like that, right? But like,
Yeah,
you still need like the stance, because, like, you know, like, if you leave it like that, you know, eventually it'll give way and then it will fall, you know what I mean? But like,
yeah. I mean, I want to point
ahead.
out that when I posed mine for photography purposes, it's able to hold those poses. That if anybody's on my website, you can go look at that review that I posted. There's some poses on there that people will. How did you get it to? That's image trickery. It's like, no, that's it posed without stands.
Without the stance, yeah.
But I wouldn't leave it that way. If
Nope.
that's what you're wondering, I would never
Yeah.
leave it that way unless there's something supporting those wings to hold it long term. But for photography, I mean, it was definitely holding those poses for hours of shooting.
You're the one that told me to use the masking tape in the joint and then put the wings back in, and that's what did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this one had a bad case of because the way it works when you guys get this figure out of the box, the wings are not attached. You have to slide them onto like a hexagon. I think it's a hexagon shaped.
Yeah, it's like a
kind of
hexagon shaped peg. Yeah.
And with this particular release, I think it's the right wing. No, it's the left wing. Well, it's one of them, and it just doesn't stay on. It's the one splits on snug as a glove. The other one just falls out constantly. So you just get some. It could be masking tape, but regular tape, or if you're adventurous, glue it, and it will never ever fall off. If you don't intend on ever putting it back in a box ever again, and that will fix it.
Sure.
Didn't you also say, I think I remember seeing a post that you posted about using those Hot Toys stands?
Yeah, so I mean that's an option too. I just was kind of exploring the market of what to use because I have a couple Flight Pose. I have an actual stand that's by a company that was called Flight Pose. That is a really great stand, but short term because those are notorious. They have silicone tips on them, and I don't know if it happens to all figures, but especially figures that are metallic, it eats away at the paint over time. So I wouldn't recommend those for permanent displays. But if you wanted to do figure photography, I know I use them in my reviews a lot. Actually, I have one right here. I'll show you guys it really quick. But this is a fantastic figure for just generic flight poses. This guy, it's just a 3-prong. It's articulated, so you can move these and adjust these around. Unfortunately, the company is not making these anymore. It was just it's not like a mass production company like Bandai or anything. It was just literally, it turns out it's just a guy that had an idea and he made it into a website and sold them. The pandemic hit and he has not returned to make these ever again. But you can look it up. It's flightpose.com. He has a social media pages for Twitter and I think Facebook and Instagram. If it gets enough people hitting him up again, he might actually come back and make these. But they had 3 different sizes: a very large, a very small one, and this is the medium one. And what's great is if you get all 3 different sizes, you can interchange these. It's just held in with screws, so you can undo the screw right there, and you can switch them around to support whatever figure that you need in there. So, but this is a great stand if you just need temporary for doing some toy photography. The hot toy stands that I found that Hayden brought up, those are also a good alternative. They're a thick wire. Oh, I actually have one right here. I just I look around my place and I'm like, here it is. So this is what I use. This is the alternative that you can use. You can get these. They're probably not the real ones. They're probably knockoffs, honestly, because I got these on eBay for dirt cheap. I got them for like $5 each or $7 each at the time. But they have different attachments that they come with, and it's a soft foam right here, so it keeps your figure from getting damaged. But it's a hard wire. I mean, it can hold. If you get 2 of these to hold up that King Ghidorah figure, it'll actually hold it very well.
Yeah, I have a few of those. They work really well.
So, cool. And then they also, I think they have attachments that they come with at the base. You can connect them together to create more of a solid base. It's at the very bottom. You can connect it to each other if you buy more than one.
Sure.
So, but yeah, it's a good alternative if you're looking for anything like that.
Alrighty, cool. Yes, sir. So, yeah, man. I mean, this King Ghidorah figure. I mean, I never noticed how, like, someone pointed it out to me later, like, oh man, the heads are too big and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then, like, as soon as I made the comparisons from the movie to this, like, I couldn't unsee it anymore. You know what I mean? But like, I can understand why they made them that big, because you know what I mean? Like, having those small heads, like, it's just, it wouldn't work in figure form. You know?
Well, I mean, this is also a case of production, not. It goes with they're trying to work with the movie to have it come out at the same time, but the toy company has to make the deadlines, right? Sure. So they had Wakasa sculpt this guy right here, and he was basing that off of unfinished materials.
Yeah, they were going off concept art.
So, and believe it, and if you guys recall, this is actually the first time we saw King Ghidorah. We didn't see anything. This was our first time seeing the whole the Monster Arts revealed the designs in full. So at the time, we all thought, oh, that's the way it's going to look. And then when the movie came out, it did look different.
Yeah.
That is a case of, and I know a lot of people compare this to Haya, and we talked about that in our Haya discussion as well a couple weeks ago. But the difference that Haya has over on top of Monster Arts is that all of the Monster Arts Monsterverse figures were all done during production of the movie time. And they didn't have finished material, so they just did the best they could to make the production deadlines to have those figures ready when the movie was released. And that's why there's those differences. Not making excuses for them, but that's just how it worked out. I think if the team that did Monster Arts released the figures well after, like maybe 6 months after the movies came out, I think that we would have had what Haya is releasing right now. We would have those accurate sculpts.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so it's time right now to announce the giveaway. All right, guys. So we'll get back to that in a second. But so again, as I said in the beginning of this live stream, this video is sponsored by Ulanzi. All right, so Ulanzi is giving away this. So this is the garage kit, and this thing is perfect for toy photography. It's got like different these different things for the lighting and stuff like that. I've got 2 of these. All right, and oops, wait, just hold on a second. Yeah, all right, so here's what you guys need to do to win one. All right, so first, okay, you first have to go to Ulanzi's YouTube and subscribe to their website. 2, now in the description section of this live stream today, there is a link that will take you straight to the video that they want you to see. Okay, so once you click on that link and you go to that that video link, you guys have to 1, subscribe to Ulanzi. 2, you have to comment on that video in the link. And 3, you have to use the hashtag FMS Ulanzi _SHMA, and there you comment on your favorite S.H.Monsterarts figure to shoot. So this contest is starting today, and it's going to last for 10 days. All right, and then after 10 days they will announce the winner like last time. So we gave one of these already to somebody in our community, and they're very happy with this particular set. All right, guys. So, guys, go and do that, guys, and you know, and hopefully, you guys will win one of these awesome lighting kits, because this is very indispensable. So, I love this very much. I got two of these guys, and I'm gonna be working on getting another one. All right.
I'm gonna be working on getting another one too, because speaking from personal use, I love that thing. I use it in every shot now.
Yeah. Oh, you got one, eh?
Oh yeah. As
Awesome.
soon as that you announced that Ulanzi came out with that, I immediately went to their website and pre-ordered one.
Wow.
Awesome.
They're so worth it. So worth the money.
Cool. All right, guys. So, guys, in the chat there. Okay, so don't forget to do that. The link is in the description section of this video, guys. Okay, so click on that and go follow those instructions. And good luck. All right, guys. All right, so we're gonna fast forward now a little bit. I want to. Oh, sorry. Just give me a second. So, before that, let's talk about this. So, Godzilla 91. I'm very much looking forward to this figure, and I'm happy that he doesn't have that thin, flat looking back like the X Plus has it.
Oh wow, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah,
I never noticed that until
different.
now.
Yeah.
It's more upright, posed upright. Yeah, I can. Okay.
I think that one's more based off the water suit than it actually is the regular suit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that one Shinjuku or is that Hokkaido?
I think that's Hokkaido.
I think this Hokkaido, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but he look at there's subtle differences, you know what I mean?
The thickness of the thighs,
the thickness,
so much greater.
The neck, the torso, the legs. I mean, I can't wait to get this guy.
Yeah,
the head looks very similar, but I think they rounded it out.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, the upper muzzle area it's got more padding there now. It's not so lean in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very cool.
It definitely carries over that, because if I remember, thinking about when you think about 1991 Godzilla at the very end of the movie, it had more of a fierce face, if that makes sense, versus the 1989 figure. And I think they captured that pretty well with this 91 figure right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He looks great. Yeah. I'm happy.
And you know what else? And you know what else is great about this? This is the first. It's the first Heisei Godzilla to have articulation all the way to the tip of the tail.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I don't have that photo, but yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's the first one that's got articulation all the way to the tip.
Nice.
It stops.
89 came close. 89 came close. It was I don't have it out with me right now, but oh wait, I do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it stops right there.
Stops right there.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be cool.
So it goes all the way to the tip for 1991.
Cool. Very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty close for the 89, all the way to there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like this little small 89 figure though. As much as I love the bigger one, I really like this one.
I was so happy when this got announced, the 89.
Yeah.
Because I love the 89-91 design so much. That's when I picture Heisei Godzilla, I picture that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I remember when I was talking to them back in the day when the Kill 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 version came out, we were talking about, are you ever going to do a normal one? And at the time they're like, why would we do that? This one's on the market. It's just like, but it's not the right scale. I remember that was my reaction talking to them.
Yeah.
And he kind of looked at me and he was just like, okay. That was the reaction. I was just like, all right, maybe my reaction was had an impact on him at the time, but
yeah,
they did it so many years later. So I was really happy that they did it.
Cool. Alrighty, so let's get to this. All right, so Michael Articulation Series is now releasing backdrops for you guys. Alrighty, so Michael, do you want to take it away here? So this is your thing here.
Sure. So yeah, something that a lot of people ask me either in direct messages or I just see it just out there. It's just there's not a lot of there's not a lot of options for people that are just getting into photography, right?
Mhm.
The easy way to do it is to get a television and put a background on there, and it looks
Sure.
good. But you also have
That's how
some
I do it.
issues. Yeah, and so it looks good, and it there's some limitations to it as well. You know, you have to have a certain focus. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. When you're dealing with the television, if you want a wider focus, then you're going to see those TV lines. You have to have that bokeh effect in order
Yep.
to get rid of that.
Or have
you know?
an object in that vicinity there to block that out.
Right.
Yeah, because I do that a lot.
Yeah, and then the other
Yeah.
part about that too, depending on how you're lighting your scene, you can get too much light reflection from the television on your subject. Just depends on how far you have how far your figure is from the TV. I know, Harold, your setup, you're kind of far away from that television, so you got some good distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for my setup, you know, I'm not, my studio is very short. This is how far I would have to put that TV would be right here, and that
Mhm.
would just, I would have to turn down the brightness on my television really, really low, and it just doesn't really work out. So I actually made this more for myself before anybody else, because I wanted to have backgrounds for a lot of my reviews that were going to come out in the future, or maybe in some future stop motion. And it's just kind of how they do it in the Toho movies as well, is they use real backgrounds when they do this stuff.
Yeah.
So this is more,
Sure.
this is more of a physical form of photography. You know, it's a photo backdrop is what it is.
Yeah.
Right here behind me, I'm going to move out of the way a little bit. This one right here is a 42 by 18. I have 3 different sizes of these guys available.
That's the bigger one.
So this is the biggest size. It's got a lot of coverage you can fit. And just so you guys could see, you know, I mean, this is a standard 6-inch figure, and you put that in front of it, that's how big it is.
Yeah.
You know, up close, that's the scale. You know,
Sure.
so it's going to offer a lot of coverage. And I know that might seem ineffective, but trust me, when you get your camera in front of the subject, your camera is going to zoom in, zoom out. It's got different way of interpreting how you see this versus how it's going to process that image right there. So
Sure.
it's going to cover everything for up to 3 to 4 monsters with this bigger size. I also offer a 32 by 18 size.
Yeah.
That's more
I have that.
like,
I have that here, right here. So
yeah. So there you can see that. I actually, these measurements are pretty close to being accurate, actually. So I put the 2019 King Ghidorah in there because that's the largest figure in the line. That's how that
Yeah.
would stack up. And then you have Godzilla 1962, which is the standard 6-inch size.
Mhm. Yeah.
So the 32 by 18 is more of your traditional widescreen. It's a 16:9 aspect ratio, whereas the 42 by 18 is more of that cinescope style, but it is wider. And then we have a
Sure.
size that's a little bit smaller than that for people that have maybe smaller workspaces.
Yeah.
And that's the 22 by 18. So
Yeah.
this one, you know, you can see it's not quite big enough to cover the King Ghidorah figure right there. But
Right.
with perspective, moving around your subject and stuff, you can still use that for photography. I think with the smaller size, you might get away with this one just using one smaller figure, though, maybe 2. And you can also use these beyond just figure photography. You can use these as backgrounds for your
For other
display
things.
cabinets.
Yeah.
The sizes are just a standard size, but say you have a cabinet space and you want one of these backgrounds, all you have to do is hit me up. I actually have my email address on the website where you purchase these from. If you need a custom size, just hit me up on my email that I have published over there, and you can send me your measurements, and then I can make a custom version of whatever the backgrounds that I'm offering right here to fit that size. So, but yeah, you could put this in the background of your display cabinets. You can use it for photography. And I know a lot of people, I'm going to move the lights actually so we can get more on this guy right here. But so the other thing about these displays too is that they are also backlit. So what that means, they're backlit capable. So what that means is you can take lights and you can put them behind it to light it up. So right now the lights are in front. Looks really lit up and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down these guys. I'm going to just I'm basically going to turn them off except for one.
Okay.
And I'm going to come back here and I've got some lights set up in the back. And we're going to just light this up from behind. So it's a similar effect as to having a television.
Sure.
So you turn on your lights in the back. Now it's lit up, and now you have a natural silhouette effect.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you guys are going for that. But also you can additionally, do some nice fancy lighting with your subject now. So if you guys have little small little Ulanzi lights like these guys right here, the colored lights, the RGBs.
Yeah.
You can use those now to light up your subject, and it won't affect the backdrop. Mine are dead. I need to recharge them. But yeah, so you can light those guys up right there. Actually, I have a light right over here. But it won't affect the backdrop right there, and it looks really good. It has that natural glow. There is a glow cast that comes from that. So you can just stick a light over here and light your subject. You know, and I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys can get a better idea of how this looks in action, because we're just getting a kind of a taste of this. So we're going to zoom in on this, and I'm going to show you guys just kind of how this background setup works.
Cool. I think I've always been interested in doing this instead of using a TV. So I'm going to switch this. I'm going to try switching this because I just want to experiment, you know what I mean? Using this versus a TV, because I use TV in all of my shots, you know? So,
right.
Yeah.
So it's a different way of doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So, but that's what it would look like, you know, if you were to zoom in and you use a shallow focus. You can change your depth of field, of course.
Yes.
And, you know, you can get a different experience. Right now, you know, we're at f8. You know, if I wanted to go to f16 right now, you know, you're going to get a lot more of your subject in focus. This is a live view, so it's not going to show you that. And you know what? I wonder if it will let me take a photo. So, you know, I took this photo at f-stop 16 right now. So let's just kind of take a look. And you can see the background's just much. Oh, it doesn't show it. Yeah. Well, darn it. I'll post this on social media so you guys can see the differences of a shorter f-stop with a longer and a shorter aperture right there. But the background becomes much more in focus versus what you're seeing right now. Because right now that background looks blurry. But that's what you could do with that. And it's easy to change out. You guys can get creative with your own setups with displays. I have some sets recommended on there that you guys can get off of Amazon if you're in the United States. But you can get creative with them. You can get foam board. You can glue this on there. You won't be able to backlight it.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you decided to go that route, what I have is just little clips that are on there and a stand. And those drops.
Let me show that to everybody, Michael, for you, so you guys can see what you guys will need for that. So if you guys want that, this is what you need. So number one, you need this here. You need the clips, right? And you also need this backdrop stand. I need a big one because like my space is big, so you can.
So I was gonna say I think that one can expand up to 10 feet. I'm not sure, but there's different ranges on it for sure.
Sure.
But yeah, you can get bigger on Amazon wherever you're located.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely.
I just need to order I just need to order that backdrop stand because I have 2 of your backdrops. I'm just waiting to get the stand so I can take pictures of them.
Cool.
So then I also offer road prints as well. I see so much people taking photos, and it's hard to come by a road print. Here's a road print for everybody to take a look at. This one you wouldn't hang up. Let me fix that.
I know. I need to pick one of those up.
So this guy you're not going to hang up. You just put this right here on the table like so.
Yeah.
And mine's curled up because I had it in a tube.
Sure.
But you know you can get that in there, and you just stick your figure on top, and then I've got space where you can put buildings over in those spots.
Cool. Yeah, very cool.
I'm just gonna throw some up there really quick. So you know, and these are by Tommy Tech. You can. There's so many different people out there that make buildings now. You know, you have iPop Designs. You've got Outland Models. They've got who else that does stuff? Tommy Tech. That's
Tommy Tech. Yeah. 1 to 150 scale. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's just different ways to set this up, you know, set up your scene. I'm using a mix of Outland and Tommy Tech here when I'm setting this up.
Yep.
So, but you can get in there, zoom in, you can move your figures closer. And the prints.
Yeah, it's all about tricking the eye, you know what I mean? To like if you want to Godzilla, if you want Godzilla to appear bigger, then basically what you can do is you can put something underneath Godzilla so he can stand just a little bit taller, but then also have like in the back to make that, give that illusion like there's a city, like so just throw some buildings in the back and elevate them too. But also like think of it like in a Toho movie, there's mid-ground. Oh, sorry. There's foreground, mid-ground, background. Godzilla's always most of the time in the mid-ground. You know what I mean? So, like, if you look at my photography, that's the way I approach it. Like, I layer it. I mid-ground, foreground, mid-ground, background. You know?
Right. Yeah, and you could do that if you got that space. Like, you can put that guy back there a little bit further.
Yeah.
And you can get that, nice little effect right there. Putting these guys down on their buildings, you can get some buildings up there in the foreground. Like you said, and you can get some really cool stuff.
Yep, very cool, man.
So
yeah, those Ulanzi lights that we're giving away, that'll come in handy because this Ulanzi kit, you can switch the color temperature on the fly. It can go from 2,300 Kelvin all the way to 10,000.
Oh, wow!
Turning the knobs and stuff like that.
10,000.
So this is this is perfect. This is perfect. Nice. You'll need this. Yeah. Okay.
And especially if you want to do a sunrise shot, the ball.
Yeah. Oh yes.
In the background. I love using that one.
Yes, you can use this one like you need like a shallow depth of field, but this you can. Oh yeah. This can be your sun.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, this can be your sun.
It works really well for it.
Yeah.
Too.
And you got this one too, and you also got the barn doors one.
The barn doors one's fun.
Yeah. So, let me just take it off here. So here are the barn doors for it and stuff. So pretty cool, man.
And that's directional light,
Yes. So I'm happy that I picked this up. I'm happy that Ulanzi reached out to me because I've been using their stuff forever and tagging them, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to represent us?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So I stuck up a colored light right there, just so you can get that natural cast of light if you have a colored light on there.
Yeah. You can also use white form board too, like to bounce some of that light back too, just to give it some shadows right behind Godzilla as well. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And so you can get that in there. It's you can get some really cool shots with this stuff, and I have a myriad. Volume 1 of this stuff that went up. We got Planet X up on here. There's
let me show everybody some examples, Michael.
Oh yeah.
So
if you haven't seen them online, there's Antarctica that we've got nighttime scene.
Yeah, this is a beautiful shot. This is beautiful. Beautiful lighting. So just a tad of white light, just so it's not oversaturated. This is great.
Right. Yeah, and it's mostly blue. It's mostly blue light. There's I have 2 white lights that are doing the backlighting, and then everything is a soft blue light in the front, and then the back of the backdrop is lit with the 2 white lights in the background.
Right. Yeah, because you always need some white light, even in dark photos like this. You always need some white light in your shots.
Here, let's put up. Let's do a Planet X background. How's that sound?
Okay, so I got it here. So.
Oh, they look so good.
Yeah, this.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks fantastic.
I could see you got the bootleg Ghidorah too.
Yeah, this is good. So I'm gonna show just other ones too. So
the anime ones are fun too. I want to get.
Yeah, the animes are cool. Look at this one. I like this one very much. Yeah. So this person here is asking, hope for a Skull Island, Vietnam mountains waves, Michael. So hopefully you can work on that. So this is the Godzilla versus Kong. I really like this one. You got that one, yeah?
That's great.
Yeah, I got the Mount Fuji background one. That one I'm gonna have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, cool.
A lot of Showa stuff I'm gonna be doing with that one.
Sure, for sure. Now I have, okay, so I want to just give me a second here. I have another slide that I want to show you guys. So let's do S.H.Monsterarts Most Wanted. Alrighty. Just wait. I'm just waiting for this thing to load up, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at 2 hours and 10. Wow, man. And we still have 18 people. Thank you guys, man. This is awesome.
Wow, they've
It's been an awesome
sticking
chat.
around.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. So Most Wanted, guys. Alrighty. So you tell me, guys, tell me in the comment sections which is your most wanted figure.
Sorry, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay, my mic died.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh.
because I
Oh,
thought you
I'm
went
talking to
silent
you
there
guys.
for
You
a
guys weren't
second.
hearing me. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. Okay. So we're doing S.H.Monsterarts Most Wanted. Okay. Now, I really want these to be in S.H.Monsterarts form, but likelihood 0. This is never going to come out for I think so. What do you think, Michael?
I mean, there's the Gigan Rex, and those both have the Bandai regular figures. So I mean, that means there's a chance, you know. Like
I had one.
Well,
I
I feel like
Yeah.
but when
I mean,
you never know. Like it,
MMS does everything.
yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the thing is the figure gets made, and that to me tells me that there's a chance. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. Because
If they've
I don't know,
made
it
that,
just
they
depends.
yeah.
I think
Hold on a second.
I'm not saying it's not possible at all. I mean, I think it's definitely a doable thing if there's some traction with it. I'll put it this way: if the iron doesn't strike when it's first revealed, it's going to be a while.
Right.
Okay.
Again, though, just ask. Keep posting and tweeting them and tagging them and saying you want that figure, and then that's the chance. The likelihood goes up. The
Okay.
percentage goes up.
Also,
So I'm gonna.
Isn't this
Alrighty.
guy like a fan made Godzilla? It started off as a fan made, and then Toho bought the rights to Godzilla.
I think so.
I think
Something
that's
like
how
that.
it worked.
Yeah.
I think that's how it worked.
Yeah. But this was such an awesome animation, man, for Godzilla Day. It was awesome, man. Yeah.
That's
Especially
cool.
because technically this is Junior too,
Sure.
like from the
Yeah.
Heisei series. Technically,
Yeah.
not confirmed.
Okay. And another one. So I have the X Plus of this guy. And man,
Same.
have you guys man, last November I was in Japan and I got to go on this ride and I was just blown away with this ride, man. I went on it with Matt Frank, you know, and man, I went on it twice, man, and like I can't wait to go back to for this ride. But to my understanding, Cebu Land, the theme park that has this Godzilla ride, has exclusive rights to this version of Godzilla. So until they release, or do something, you know what I mean, that to let us have an S.H.Monsterarts version, this is never coming in as an S.H.Monsterarts. I mean, they gave us a Bandai, but that's like for their park exclusively, you know what I mean? And especially that X Plus figure. But I don't know. As far as I know, it's never coming.
Well,
But I
isn't the
would love to see
director
this.
who wrote this ride is also doing the new Godzilla movie?
Yes, he's
Yeah,
also
he
the
directed
same director.
both.
Yeah,
So
he directed
we
both.
potentially could.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just wait and see. Just wait and see.
Yeah.
You never know.
Kumonga.
You
This
never
person
know.
wants Kumonga.
You want a
Ooh,
giant spider?
I want a Bagan and a Baragon. That's all I want.
Bagging would be cool.
Yeah.
Bagging would be so cool.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Now we're getting Gigan. I'm predicting that eventually we're gonna get Megalon, Jet Jaguar, and Godzilla 70. Is this 73? This is 73.
That's 73. 73 and
73.
74 is my. I need.
I
that. I need those
those.
figures.
Yeah, today.
Like right now.
yeah.
Bandai, if you're listening, I need them.
Do that again, Hayden. Do that again. Oh, Jesus! What happened? What happened, Hayden?
Oh, sleepy baby here now.
Oh. Hayden, if you're still watching,
you
come
kicked him
back.
out.
Did I? No, I think I lost him somehow. I even lost Michael.
What? I'm here.
Oh, you're still here. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, but we lost Hayden.
Did he turn off his computer when he got too close to it?
Maybe, yeah. Because here he comes back.
I'll do
What
it
happened?
again. I need them.
It's like he glitched and he's still saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah, man. Jesus.
Well, while you guys were doing that, I set up a Planet X shot.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Planet X looks really good.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I want to get that. I got to get that background.
This is also the new Mecha King Ghidorah that's also there.
There we go.
Our Shinjuku Decisive Battle variant.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
real nice.
Yeah. That I really like it, man. I mean, I'm happy I picked up on that one, man.
So,
Yeah,
and then
'cause,
I wanted to add, because my mic died towards the end of that right there. I wanted to add, to get this stuff, you guys can go to my website. You can go to my Facebook, the social media accounts, Instagram. They're all listed there, and it'll direct you to the website where you can purchase them. The website ships globally. So if you're in Singapore, if you're in Taiwan, Japan, United States, they will ship it out to you guys.
Great. Fantastic. All
And
right.
then that there's also a limited promotion, by the way, for these guys right now. You can get them. They're on sale just for the introductory until June 4th. They're all $5 off right now.
Cool. All right, so go out and get that, guys. All right, $5 off. Right now, suckers.
Quit watching this live stream and go
$5 off
right now.
Yes. So let's continue. So, guys, what do you think? Are we gonna get Megalon this year or Jet Jaguar? What do you think?
We'll probably get an announcement at the end of the year.
Yeah, for Godzilla Day, maybe.
Maybe. Jet Jaguar, I don't think so. I think they would have to team up with like the people who do Ultraman.
Oh, Subudaya.
Nah.
No, not Superman, but just like the.
Nah, they won't. They won't. It'll be Monster Arts still.
It would be a Monster Arts.
It'll still be Monster Arts.
But
I didn't know
the people
whether it'd
that
be
do the people that do Ultraman also, it's Tamashii Nations all the way through, so it's still the same company.
Okay, I just know that there's different.
So whoever makes Dragon Ball still makes the Monster Arts. It's just like they probably have different people working on like specific things, but it's all still one umbrella company.
Gotcha. I would love to see Jet Jaguar come this year.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I would love to see them myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just wait until Godzilla Day. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know. It's
not too far away now.
Not confirming anything, but this year is their anniversary, so I mean it's the perfect time to announce something.
If
I can definitely see them.
Don't expect it. I'll put it this way: if they are announced, don't expect them to be released this year, 2023. It's not. They're not happening.
Yeah.
Right now, they're on October releases, so we only got 2 more months of announcements for 2023.
Okay.
And then whatever's happening for Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, because we still have yet to see anything about the new Godzilla movie too, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get anything for that though this year.
Oh yeah, you think so?
I don't think so.
At
least during Comic-Con,
they show nothing.
I mean, it's figure-wise. I'm talking about figure-wise. I don't think we're gonna get anything. But Comic-Con, they might drop some more information about that movie. I have no confirmation about this. It's just a big guess. The movie's coming out in March of next year. If we remember,
we're talking about the Toho movie, though, right?
The Toho movie.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
November.
Toho?
Yeah.
The MonsterVerse one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no comment.
I think they're probably gonna wait till Godzilla Day to even say anything about it.
What, the MonsterVerse version or the Toho version?
The Toho.
What? But like, it's scheduled to release on November 3rd, and that's Godzilla Day.
Yeah,
correct.
The movie comes out on Godzilla Day, so
Yeah, the
Yeah.
movie comes out on Godzilla Day.
I'll say, and I don't be surprised if we hear things in the next few months.
Yeah,
Next few
We're
months.
gonna
I mean,
see-
I'm going to Japan next month. We better hear something soon.
Yeah.
Japan does their marketing differently. Like when Shin Godzilla came out, the advertising came out in April and the movie came out in, I believe, June or July. It was like very quick. So expect a very short window for the marketing for the film, but it will be in the next few months. And we might see things with it, but if anything is announced, it won't be releasing until the following year or later.
Most likely,
If that's a big if too. It's like
they like I said, they're on October right now. The movie comes out in November, so we got some ways to go before they're gonna do an announcement for that.
Sure. Alrighty. So let's look at the next on the list, most wanted.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. What is that? I'm looking across the room and it looks like a dinosaur. What is that?
I want it just so I could paint it like the animated TV series one.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I would if anything is to come out of Monster Arts first in this line, it will not be the TV version. I'm sorry.
I know.
You will not see the cartoon version before the movie version. So
sure. Yeah. But yeah, I would like to see this this figure come. You know what I mean? Like, why not? I mean, he is a Godzilla. Like it or whether you like this Godzilla or hate this guy, you got to acknowledge that Toho approved this Godzilla, and so therefore he is Godzilla. Okay, so yeah. So I want this guy. Yeah.
And that number could go up again, like I said earlier, if you guys keep asking for it. Tag Bandai, tag Toho, and say you want this figure as a Monster Arts.
Yeah, the last one that happened was I think it surpassed 5,000 likes within 3 months. So,
and they look at that.
Maybe we should do that again.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a post that I think before Bandai and Bluefin merged together. Bluefin posted what figure would you like to see the most of, or maybe it was specifically to Monster Arts. I can't remember, but a lot of people, I included, I think Articulation Series posted this and it went viral. And they look specifically at that post and see the numbers and it gets people talking inside. So it works. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they have.
I'm not telling you that it's coming, but I can tell you it works. The discussions start happening when they see the numbers. It's a numbers thing. They got to make the money on this. They got to see that people want to buy it. They don't want to make a bunch and then only sell 5 of them, and then it sits in a warehouse and no one makes money, kind of thing. So it's a money game too. So
I think this one would sell a lot more in the United States than in Japan. Just my personal thoughts on it.
I think so too.
And I think that's probably part of the reason. So if American fans want it, they need to say they want it. They need to scream it from the tops of the mountains and say, "I need this figure and I want it," because the numbers and your wallet speaks too.
and the trick is you have to do it until it's done. You just don't do it in one spurt and then you're like, well, it didn't happen. What's the point in doing it again? You got to keep doing it. You got to keep pounding over and over and over again.
Do you think Bandai's going to be?
And be nice about it too.
Yes.
Don't be a jerk about it.
Be nice. Be respectful.
Don't because a lot of us, like I'm one of the people that runs the social media account, so I see the comments and sometimes people are really nasty about how they want their figures. And if I was in charge, I would say you don't deserve one if you speak to people that way, but I'm not in charge. So it's like if you want something, you ask nicely. That's how you were raised, hopefully. So that's how we get these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get stuff done if you're nice to people, okay? You get nothing but your dickhead. Okay?
When I was canvassing the public for interview questions to ask Tamashi, I was reading them. I was just like, some of these are really nasty, guys. I'm not going to ask this to them. They're not going to answer this in front of me. No way. So you got to be respectful with your questions.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on.
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm pretty sure that we're going to get the Haya versions very soon. At least an announcement maybe late this year or early next year. I know it's coming, but I don't know. I would like to see, we did get the Bandai versions, right?
Those are great.
These are awesome.
They're so expensive.
Yeah, those are great.
These are awesome.
They look good for a vinyl, a small vinyl like that. Like they're great looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for what limited articulation they have, you can still get some decent photography out of that too.
You can.
Maybe not with the small one, but the big one for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think I don't know. Who knows if they'll ever make it? I mean, yeah. What do you guys think?
I don't think so. After Haya's making theirs, I mean, competition. I mean, they could go head to head, but I just don't see it likely happening.
Sometimes that's licensing, though. It's not just necessarily that they'll go head to head. Sometimes you see that two companies will make the same thing at the same time. It's just that's how licensing works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Okay.
And 2014's anniversary is 2024. So we could see a revisit in the future, you guys. It could be very soon, and we just don't know about it. But part of the reason why we didn't get the Mutos in the first place is because they were brand new and they didn't know if Japan's audience was going to like them as much as Toho Monster. So they just decided not to do them. It was a decision. So, and that it's just that's how Tamashii Nations works with their feedback, and it's a risk. Why make a product if it's not going to work with the domestic audience?
Sure.
And I think now we know people want this. I mean, they know that people want this. There is a demand. I mean, that's why they did the figure that we just looked at just now. So we'll see what happens next year.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty. I want this guy. I don't want to get a bootleg. No, I don't want to get a bootleg. I want a genuine thing.
That's how I am.
Yeah. But you know what? Like some bootlegs are okay. You know what I mean? But like when I saw that bootleg go up and people were getting it, I was like, I slammed the brakes. I was like, I'm going to wait. Because like I somehow deep down, there's a little light in my soul that's going to tell me it will come. You know what I mean? And I think it's coming. Yes. So
I have no shame. I bought it.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, no, you know what I mean? No disrespect to anybody, but like, yeah, I've been wanting this guy for a while. Yeah. Michael, what do you say?
I have no comment. I have no comment on this figure. You can ask me all the questions you want. I know everybody wants my feedback. I have no comment on this figure. So
yeah, I think it's gonna happen.
Cross your fingers. I'll say that. Cross your fingers.
I think it's gonna happen.
He makes it sound like he knows more than I do, and he probably does. That's the thing. He probably knows way more than I do. And I work with the company.
So Mike, it's interesting you bring it up because like I talk to so many different people.
Yeah.
Because I've been working with them not working for them, but like working with them in communication since 2013. So I have Tamashii contacts, I have Bluefin contacts, which is now Bandai Namco contacts. So I hit up various different people and talk to them about different things. So that's probably sometimes why you guys are a little bit slower on the Bandai Namco end because I've already found out the other, but I can't say anything until it goes public, or at least so I have to wait.
No, yeah, it makes total sense. Yep.
Cool.
It's just funny sometimes. I'm like, man, I'm learning through you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I literally have to look at social media to get to do my job sometimes. Like I just literally don't know anything.
What's going on? What happened? This is happening. You know what's happening?
Yeah. Because they
I'll drive
because we're getting Gigan 72 and we're getting Godzilla. They teased Godzilla, what was it? 68? Was that 68?
71.
Or 71?
It's 72.
Oh, it's 72
something.
It's the Gigan Godzilla, not the Hidoro one.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, we got Gigan and Godzilla coming too. So Anguirus. Oh yeah, that's another one too. I want the most underappreciated Toho monster, in my opinion, ever. This guy.
He's my second favorite, like compared to Godzilla. Like,
yeah,
like up there.
And they've demonstrated, Monsterarts has demonstrated now that they could do quadruped with the Monster Hunter line. So bring it on.
Those right here.
Bring it on.
Yeah. The Monster Hunter line's really nice. You can do some nice things with them. We've got Nagakuga here.
There you go.
I also have Rathalos here. I don't have the other ones, but these guys are, I mean, this is another one of those kind of crazy figure. Kind of keep it posed and you don't really do much with it, but
right. Depending on if you have those big wings or the small wings.
Yeah, or the small wings. Yeah, he's all dusty right now too. But yeah, they can do some quadrupeds now. It's really they've been stepping it up.
Yeah,
They learn.
and those ones are all CGI made too. Those ones, no hand
Mhm.
sculpting, additional hand sculpting's needed. It's just a 3D print, and they make it into the figure after that.
Cool.
Looks like it came right out of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna get SP Anguirus before we get
Showa and
Showa.
Geras?
Yeah.
Think so? I don't know. I really want to show.
That's my guess. If we're gonna get Anguirus, we're probably gonna get SP first.
Well, it's possible that it could go that way. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I've been publishing the surveys that they have at the end of when a figure releases, and they have both this Anguirus and they have the SP Anguirus listed on there. So those are good lists to go by the way. If you're looking at what's going to come in the future, just look at those lists. That's what I'll say about that.
Do those lists too. Take those polls and they listen to those too. Like,
all
numbers that they look at.
Unfortunately, they've changed that around though, Mike. So in the past, everybody could take those surveys, but now they've locked it down. You can't take those if you're a U.S. resident now.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes.
Really?
So let Bandai Namco know inside. I've mentioned it a couple times. We have no surveys for the U.S. unless they publish it on Bandai Namco's end, because they geo-locked the website. So in order to do it, if you have a VPN server, you can still access it.
Good to know.
Which brings us to our second sponsor, NordVPN.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. No, I was kidding.
Titanosaurus. Why not?
I feel like with the anniversary, we might get it.
Hey, what are you doing?
Because that's what, 2 years away?
Cat stream.
We all have an animal, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. My dogs are downstairs, so they're
little buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So who wants Titanosaurus?
I would love him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will cherish him forever.
100% need that.
Awesome. Yep. Alrighty. So likelihood of happening between 30 to 40%.
I think it's probably a little bit.
I think it's higher. I think it's higher than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'm happy to hear that. Alrighty.
So yeah, I think if you look at what they're focusing on right now, we're in the 70s. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the ballpark.
But again, like we said, don't pay attention to how you think the trend is going, because they're going to throw you a curveball too.
That's right.
We're going to get something that's just going to be out of left field that we're going to be like, of course, or something, or like, oh my God. But you never know.
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of
0%.
0%. No, not 0%.
Oh my God.
It's higher than 0?
I'd say
know.
that
This
it's
is
a very low possibility.
I don't know, man. I want these guys in S.H.Monsterarts form, but who knows, man. All we've ever gotten is like X plus.
And YMFSF.
Yeah, but I want these guys. But in my opinion, 0%. What do you think?
I'd give it a 12%.
I'd give it a 2%. Only because you can't ever say never, but
that's why
it's such a just left out of field kaiju movie, but everybody who's seen it loves it.
Yeah,
can't
such
hear
a great film, man. Yeah, it needs more love, clearly. Yeah. Alrighty. All right, guys. So we have reached the end, everybody. So, guys, I want to thank you all so much in the chat for hanging with us, guys. Mike Monsters, thank you for coming on today. This was awesome. Atomic Goji,
to be here.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for coming on. And Michael, thank you for coming and showing your backdrops and stuff. He just left.
I think his microphone died again.
Oh no!
Yeah. He was not talking. He was talking and no sound was coming out. So.
Alrighty. Yeah. We'll wait for him to come back then. Yeah. So guys in the chat, so can you guys tell us like what Monster Arts you would like to see? What figures you would like to see in the Monster Arts line? So okay, so this person's saying peace out, Mike. Virtually Tuesday. Awesome.
He's one of our regular viewers on our live stream, so it's good to see you, Juan. Thanks for
cool.
Thanks for hanging out over here too. It's good to see you from the Bandai side over here. Appreciate you. It's always good. I hope you enjoyed that victory you had the other day, because he won a contest that we had on our live stream. So.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I can't remember what he won, but he won something. It's in the past for me. It's been 2 days. I can't remember.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Did he win a Goku?
Unfortunately,
we had a Goku Day giveaway last week, I think, or the day before, the week before. So
yeah,
I'm confused at this point. It all blends together.
Alrighty. Well, since he's
all right, can you guys hear me now?
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, so Amanda and
myself now.
Yeah, sure, yeah. For S.H.Monsterarts. Sure. Yeah. Very cool. Alrighty. So that's it, man. So we've reached pretty much the end. We didn't get to all the S.H.Monsterarts figures because there's just too much.
Excuse me.
But like, hopefully we can do this again sometime down the line. Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. I need a Varan, preferably a 58. Also a GMK, the GMK cast. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. GMK Ghidorah. I'd be interested in the GMK Ghidorah.
Yeah, that'd be
cool.
Yeah. I have the Bandai version of the GMK Ghidorah. He's a pretty big Bandai, you know? Yeah. So Gargantua's, any Pacific Rim. I don't know about Pacific Rim. Yeah, and a giant Matthew Broderick. That's a definite like -0.
Yes. No, I would want
I can hear you, Michael. I can hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear us though.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
gone.
Alrighty. Orga would be neat. Yeah. All right, guys. So all right, guys, stay on. Okay. Oh, he's coming back. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
There we go.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Oh my God. That's been the worst. I've gone through 3 different microphones through this whole entire process.
All right. Any final plugs for everybody? So we
Okay.
can talk about your things before we go.
Who goes first?
You.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I mean, yeah. Follow the Articulation Series if you want all the latest information on Monster Arts. It could be anything between upcoming releases, reviews, galleries. I used to say stop motion videos, but time is a very big constraint. So I'm just kind of limiting into those things. If you want some backdrops for your photography in the future, those are up for sale on Vivia Print. I have the link over there on my website. If you go to the bottom of the page, there's photo backdrops as well. But yeah, follow. If you want the latest information, I've got all the high-res photos. I got all the deets. I put them out there for you guys as soon as they're approved to go out there.
Cool. All right, guys. And guys, don't forget about the giveaway that we're doing. Okay, so guys, go on to Ulanzi's website. Okay, follow the instructions. The link is in the description section of this video, guys. And guys, you guys can win this. All right, so this is an indispensable tool for you guys for doing toy photography. I promise you guys will not be disappointed with this particular product right here, because this particular product is awesome for your toy photography. All right, guys. So guys, go and do that, and good luck in winning this prize. All right, guys. All right, guys. So that's it. We've reached the end, guys. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Michael, Hayden, Mike, thank you for coming on, guys. Guys, stay on. I'm gonna end the broadcast, and guys, I'll see you guys in the next live show whenever that is. All right, guys. So
sounds good.
And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.